No day I lost my only friend. Yeah, I'm not a singer. We are up here and we have plenty of security, BLM protesters. You know, there's a handful of them. There's probably maybe 25-ish of them. They got a wave. We got 2, 4, 5, 6, maybe state troopers watching us. Not just watching us, staying on top of us, watching us. Me and Christy and Randall out here. Oh no, you're all right. My bad. I was just gonna walk by you, buddy. You're all right. I know. And just so you know, Ohio State Highway Patrol does not work for the people. I got some video of that. We'll be posting probably tomorrow or something. I'll cut it up and post it tomorrow. Hey, you guys, YouTube's fucking me. So you got to go in there and hit live or whatever. So it'll hit the algorithm, I guess. I don't know. Go on my channel and hit like it so it'll kick the algorithm on. Got 2 security guards right yonder.
Hey, where are these people gathering from?
I don't know. We can go talk to them. I'll go talk to them and find out.
Looks like a bunch of old ladies up there. They must not be a threat.
No.
Well,
A bunch of old ladies.
hope one of their oxygen tanks don't go on.
Hey, I know it's not right here, but over there, the traffic has to stop and shit. And there's some trees we can sit under. It's cool. If you guys want to walk over there, I mean, it's up to you all. I don't care. I'm just saying. At least get away from these assholes.
I wouldn't mind getting some shade from
Text
them.
Yeah. Huh?
We text you.
Yeah. Here, let's grab this stuff, Chris. I'm only gonna have one hand, so I'm gonna need some help.
I'll grab the bag.
All right, grab the bag, and I can grab these. Somebody else can grab those.
All right, that's going in the algorithm. I'll get you
Thanks,
sticks.
man. On the friend, I know. That cop's a piece of shit. Huh? They're just here for, who knows who. Yeah, I doubt so. They're letting them in probably. They're ancient. I know. Hey, T Black, what's up? Trying to get the algorithm going, man. I guess YouTube didn't give me notifications. We're up here at the Capitol. Us, we're up here. We seem to be the only one up here for this. And but we have had security the whole time. We've been plenty safe because actually we haven't. The road code's been following us around. Our security is. You care if your face gets shown? All right. Travis and Randall's playing security today. Got the Glock. What you got? Glock 26?
22.
Glock 22 and Glock 20. So. So we're going to go scream at some people because over here, there's the way the road's set up right in front of the Capitol. There's no way people won't stop in front of you. At least over here, we'll have a chance to holler at some people.
What are you talking about?
Over here, there's some shade, and no, keep walking around the corner.
Oh.
And we can stand right next to the road, and people will be forced to read the signs. And then we can like get them, roll their windows down. I'll say, hey, let me jump in and talk to you for 3 minutes. I will, won't I, Christy?
They'll kidnap you.
I'll do it, though, won't I, babe?
Why they ain't following us?
Yeah, they're busy with the old ladies now.
Oh, right.
You can read what?
Okay.
If something happens, call that number right there. SMD and HLS bail bonds. Right there.
Still?
Right there where the people are about to walk into. There's some shade. Like I said, I know it's not right in front of the building, but I can walk down there and people will stop. And we can go to any side of the building. I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, I don't think so.
I know. I wonder how nice the Piggly Wigglies are being to those old ladies. What's up, man? Let's go down here to the next one. All right, don't matter. We go down there. I was going to go down here. That way when they were stopping at the stoplight, they were stopping and had to come all the way back up here. But it's up to you all. I don't care. Now, I think we can there's even some benches up there or whatever that's in the shade. Maybe.
Right here?
It's all here.
Huh?
What?
Right here?
Yeah. We gonna stand up there in the grass or whatever. go down here and holler at some people in their cars. We can stand right here. Don't matter. I want to go down here and holler at people in cars. Put them wood sticks on this.
What?
Stick them on there. I know. I'm gonna walk around the other side and see what's over here. Cops are fucking lame, man. I talked to about 3 or 4 of them. One of them was a real joker. He had all the answers. But he did not take an oath to the Constitution. And the people are not, he does not serve the people. What do we have going here? Masturbation Day, man, when dry fire started. Dry fire's at his local courthouse or something down there, wherever he's at in Texas. We drove up to Columbus today. Christy and I, Travis, drove up here to LR Inc. And Patriotic Constitutionalists drove up here. Man, like, I wish I could have filmed earlier. I got it on GoPro, so I'll post it maybe tomorrow or something. Like, you can see what's going on, man. Like, these cops, they don't have they have no clue, number one, what our Constitution is. They put law above all else. And they think that they do not serve the people in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And it's just, like I said, man, there's no saving it. The only way we're going to save it is that everybody move to one state. And at that point, you're gonna have to, everybody's gonna have to protect everybody, or it's not gonna happen. Look, they got a lock and chain on the cannon so people can't steal it. They got locks and chaining the cannon down to the damn cart so nobody can steal it. Welcome to Ohio, y'all. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, they come out there for us. There's a bunch of BLM people right when Christy and I were walking up. And Travis and Randall was here, and they just waved at them. We got a whole security team, about 6 of those bastards, and a dog. We got a dog too. But none of them knew what the Constitution was. I spoke with a guy downstairs when we first got here at State Highway Patrol. He had no idea what the Constitution was. I asked him a simple question: what is the Constitution? It is a simple question that requires a simple answer. He was at least nice enough to talk to me. The dudes up here just fucking pricks, you know. They got an authoritarian shit. They don't understand that a badge and gun don't mean shit to me. Nothing. That's why I told them. You know, y'all are the enemy of the people, man. You are the modern day redcoats. So we're gonna try to talk to some people. Try to narrow out who we even talk. Like people that are here taking pictures, they're not gonna want to talk. Probably not. Start getting some people walking by. So, crazy Dave here. I see that. I can't see nothing else. I can't see shit from the glare. The main thing I'm trying to talk to, I'm interested in, is talking to cops, man, because they're the key to all this. They're the ones that enforce all the bullshit. It's on them. You know, without enforcement, there's no tyranny. Never has been. Never will be. But they are the key to. There goes that cop right there I talked to downstairs. I didn't go down there and catch his ass again. Okay, hold up. So this truck's running right here. Hear it running? And that state boy's on the other side. He's on the other side of the fucking thing. I filmed him. His license plate says Ace, Ohio Ace. But there's your tax dollars, people. Where's the EPA on this one? 0287. Unreal. He's got to be cool when he gets in, you know. Got to be cool when he gets in. Got to have his puppy to tempt so he can attack people and bite people. Like people, everybody goes on with their lives, man. Like ain't nothing happening. You know. And every second, the government's controlling them a little more and a little more and a little more. They don't even realize it. They don't even. They probably honestly don't care, to be honest with you. Unreal, though. Oh, I can't see nothing. What's up, Tech T? Independence was due 100 years ago. The technology and the force barrier is too thick today. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Yeah, I know. YouTube only puts out, if you do more than 2 videos a day, they won't put out a notification. So you're going to have to get on my text list so I can send y'all a text. No idle laws. In full effect. Man, well, I try to, like, I'm really nice to them. I tell them, like, I ain't mad at you because you don't know. You're as asleep as the rest of the world is, man. But once I tell you, you know. One dude said he didn't give a fuck. So he's going to sleep. Both of them, 2 of them actually said they'd sleep fine tonight after I talked to them. I said, well, you're the problem. You're the problem in this country. You know, you enforce laws that you see as common sense that are not common sense at all. He said something about firearms. And what's common sense? I said, well, it's common sense to take your firearms away. Why? I said, because you're a cop. I know what you're going to do in the future. He said, no, you don't. I said, but you know what other people want to do in the future. He said, they proved that. I said, yeah, and they paid their time for it, too. They did that. But cops have proved it, what they were going to do in the future. We've seen it. We've seen cops just murder people. Dude, the other day, executed that dude. I mean, I get it. He was choking a kid, and I get all that. But the cop is supposed to use the least amount of force necessary. Their rules, not mine. And that cop executed that dude. Straight executed him. But they don't care. Watch. I might go up here and get fucking blind. Ohio Theater. I've never been up here. I was at the Capitol anyway. Go cut across here. Get back with my people. There's some old ladies right here. I'm going to talk to them and see what they think about what's going on in the country. Maybe, I don't know, actually or not. They look like they're in some kind of a tour because there's a lady up front talking. I hate, like, I don't want to feel like I'm bothering people. If I catch somebody walking down the road or something, I'll say something. I'm going to slide in here and see if I can't. Yeah, so I might not be saying nothing for a minute. Just bear with me.
Oh, really? When she came here. Oh, wow. Same with me. California. Yeah. When she came here, it was like. I didn't know what was going to happen with the fast cat restaurant. They never with that. No.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, hi.
Great.
I like your sign. Yeah, I'll be rude.
Well, the problem is that I'm going to be ruled. We all are. People don't recognize it. It has a lot to do with history, a little bit of indoctrination, mostly because we let the government take over the public school system. But like you ask people a basic question, like, what's the Constitution? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Honestly, I'm asking you, what is it?
By God-given rights.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to explain to you what it is.
Well, I don't know if we have time.
Wait, take me 2 minutes.
Okay, 2
The
minutes.
Constitution is each individual's restriction on government, meaning it's my restriction on government. You cannot do this. It's your restriction on government. It's her restriction on government. It's we the people's restriction on government to collect a document. So there's things that's happening today that's not in that document that we got away from. For example, if you look back in history, what were the redcoats? They're the British police enforcing King George's rule.
Yeah.
Yet today we have police forces doing the same thing. Well, I don't think we need them. Like, I think.
Are you a libertarian?
I don't like.
You don't like to be.
Yeah, like, well, I find problems with all of them because I think, like, if you accept a party or a position, then you have to stay with that position. I'm a freedom fighter, I guess I would say.
Well, but we do believe that police for godly order has to be.
Well, godly order, police order is different. So what the police are doing, let's take for an example, the Second Amendment, right? Everybody don't know the Second Amendment, but shall not be infringed. That's my individual restriction on government. But if I'm a felon or mentally ill or whoever the majority says, then I can have a firearm. That's not freedom. You know, my son was murdered in November of 2019. My 20-year-old boy was killed. He didn't have a firearm on him because of Ohio state law says you have to be 21 to carry a concealed firearm. So if he would have had his firearm on him, there's no doubt with the way it happened, because another boy was killed at the same time, that he probably would have saved the other boy. My son would definitely be alive today. But because we have come to a point in society where it's common sense, we can dictate who does what. And what's really happening is they're subjugating certain groups, just like they did in World War II, the Germans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they don't have that power. The government doesn't have that power.
Yeah.
You know, and it's only going to continue to get worse until people, you know, step up and say, no, we've had enough. I don't need the police. I have no use for the police. Zero. And my community has no use for the police. So why should I didn't give the police any authority over me.
Well, they're peacemakers,
But they're not.
but they're supposed to be peacemakers.
Well, so are they're not. No. Well, here's the thing.
Have one bad apple in every bunch.
That's fine. That's fine. But here's the thing. Not all felons come out of prison wanting to kill people. Can we agree with that? Some people come out reformed, right?
Well, they broke.
So there's not. Right. And then they pay their debt.
And some of them come out bitter and
But here's the problem. Here's the real problem in this country. People don't know what rights are. I'm going to say something to you, and when I say it to you, you're going to be like, you're retarded. And then I'm going to explain it to you, and I'm only going to use our founding documents to explain it to you. The guy that murdered my son, that is now sitting in prison, he's in prison right now doing 23 to life. I stood in front of the judge and told him it was too much time, and he killed my son. He still has the right to keep and bear arms in prison. How is that? Think about what I said. Don't think about what your mind went to. Don't think about
He
the gun.
gave up his rights.
No, he
when
didn't.
shot your
If you
son.
give up rights,
He
then
did.
they're privileges.
Well, do you believe in capital punishment?
No.
I do.
Hold on. Why? There's innocent
Because
people.
there are people that hurt other people.
Okay.
That took your son's
Let me
life.
finish this, and then we'll go to that.
Well, I gotta go.
Okay. So, how does he still have the right to keep and bear arms in prison? Because the Fifth Amendment, we the people, allow government to look the other way for criminals to be prosecuted. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Notice the term
That's
rights
right.
isn't the right. The term
Due
rights.
process.
Right, but notice the term rights is not in there. Why? Because if it's a right, it can't be taken from you. So what has been taken from him? His liberty to utilize his property. Now, the reason you say rights is because we've had that beat in our head. Your rights can be taken for whatever reason we say. Men create a law, write it on paper, bam, your rights are gone. They can do that to you today if they decide
they
to.
could.
So, but here's what they really do. They don't take your rights. They instill fear in you. You won't exercise your rights or else if you do. But rights can't be taken. They can't be given away. They can't be restricted. Like I said, the man that killed my son is now in prison, still has the right to keep and bear arms. What he doesn't have is the liberty to utilize his property. That's what's been taken, right? So the problem we're going to have is we go to another generation with people believing that rights can be taken, and they do something like repeal the Second Amendment. You hear people say all the time, my Second Amendment rights. You don't have Second Amendment rights. You have the right to keep and bear arms. The Second Amendment is restriction on government. But when they repeal that in another generation, they're going to believe the rights no longer exist because the Second Amendment no longer exists. So we have to reverse that.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah. I'm getting.
Have a good day.
I'm sorry about your son.
Yeah.
If it teaches somebody something, it's the circle of life. It's what it's supposed to
the
be.
guy in prison that still has the right to bear arms. Is he a guard or what?
No, what I'm saying is the guy that killed my son is in prison. So your
Yeah.
rights can never be taken from you, okay?
Yeah.
So he's in prison as a prisoner.
But his freedom is.
Well, no, his liberty is. See, there's a difference.
What's the difference?
The difference in liberty is like you have the liberty to do what you want. You can walk over there, you can go over there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That's different than freedom. Freedom is it's hard to explain.
Well, basically they're similar.
God
They're
given
similar. They're
rights.
similar.
Similar.
Right. So if your rights are God given, then how can man take them away from you? They can't. But and we knew that. The founders knew that. The founders knew that rights could not be taken. That's why in the Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Because if we allow government to take our rights, then it's a privilege. So in prison, he still has the right to keep and bear arms, not because
You can't bear arms in prison.
you're not listening. You're thinking about the firearm. I didn't say that.
Well, what kind of
The
arms
right
is
still,
there?
hold on, the right is still there. You didn't listen to what I said. He still has the right to keep and bear arms. What he doesn't have is the liberty to utilize his property, which is the firearm. So he can't
So
have
you
a
should be
firearm.
an attorney.
He can't have a firearm in prison. No,
Maybe he is an attorney.
no, I'm not an attorney. I wouldn't be an attorney in Here, I'm going to show you something
Well,
else.
honey, we gotta go.
We gotta
We-
go.
Sorry.
We gotta
Look
go.
up New Hampshire House Bill 638, and you'll figure out you've been lied. There was an original 13th Amendment that's not the Constitution right now, and it was never amended. Why is that?
Well, you need to get busy with your representatives.
I am.
Good.
They're
Good luck.
You just keep pushing.
Freedom makes my my YouTube channel. Huh? I wish. Now, not school, but we're all moving to one state. We're just the United States is gone. People worry about the United States. Yeah, it is.
It's still worth fighting for.
It's over with. The communists have taken it over. It's time to work on the states.
They may want to, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Man, we're already in communism. You know how I know? Because you believe, and everybody else.
What do you think of Trump?
Trump? He's a piece of shit. He's just bad as Biden. They're all.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, this country wasn't in the shape it is today.
Right, and you just went through 4 years of Trump. You just went through 4 years of Trump. Trump pushed the communist agenda ahead by decades in 4 short years.
No, I don't believe that. I don't agree with
You just said it yourself. Look where we're at today. We just had 4 years of Trump. Yeah, they all do it. They're all the same team. It's not yours. Just like that. Our president's not supposed to have the power. You believe it? But we gave that office that. We gave that office that authority. Well, yeah, I know that. You know that, but they don't. You know why they don't? Right. Well, the Constitution is meant for the people to enforce. You can't enforce the Constitution. Because they have security. They have security forces to keep us from enforcing. Called police, military. Immoral men so willing to accept money to commit immoral acts. Thank you. Think about it. Rights cannot be taken from you. Oh shit! I forgot I was on the phone with you all. I totally forgot about you all. I stumbled. I couldn't describe what freedom was. The difference between liberty and freedom. I guess freedom is the ability to exercise your liberty, rights, whatever else. Right? My bad, guys. I forgot you guys were on the phone. 100% I did. It's difficult to speak sense to women. No, the one lady was interested just now. The one that was talking about Trump. She was interested in what I had to say. The other lady, she didn't give a fuck. She didn't listen to what I said. I said it to her 3 times. Listen to what I'm saying, and don't let your mind go to where it immediately goes. Because when you talk about firearms, people's mind immediately goes to the firearm. That's not what I said. I said, I should have said the Second Amendment to you. Well-regulated militia be necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And people don't get it. See, that one lady's a perfect example. He gave up his rights. Well, no. If my son would have killed him, then yeah. He gave up his. He shouldn't have attacked my son. He committed an immoral act. My son would have committed a moral action by stopping him, but he couldn't. Why? Because somebody created a law saying he couldn't. They're probably wondering where I'm at. I don't even see them no more. I wonder where they're at. Oh, they're out here watching. Probably looking for me. Good job showing the mindset of others. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm really doing, huh? They just it can't. This is why I say it can't be saved, man. There's people like us out there. We're the minority, the super minority, half of 1%. They just want to be left alone and live our lives. Take care of our families, raise our kids. But we can't do that. We can't do that because all these fucking sheeple running around that want freedom but don't want to put the work in. They want to know what liberty is, but don't want to take the time to find out what it is. That lady said, "I won't be ruled over." What are you, libertarian? So you had to subscribe to. Oh shit, they're not over here anymore. You have to subscribe to their. I don't know where my people went. Where my people be? Where you at, chick? Y'all left. Well, there's a big group of them, and the one lady, well, we ain't got time. Why ain't you got time? Freedom ain't worth your time. That's what I should have said to them. But I get stumbled when I get in front of the crowds. I'll try to talk to anybody. It's hard though. And at first I was thinking about talking to you all, and then I forgot I was even talking to y'all. 100% I forgot. That's why I was putting my phone down and shit. I don't see Randall or nobody. They're probably off looking for me, actually. That's probably what they're doing. They were right there. Hope they didn't go to jail. Shit. Don't go without me. Y'all go, I'm going with you. Somebody come get us. Send the dream team. Don't send Matt. Send the. People don't get it, man. And they're never, like as a whole, they're never going to get it. It's the only chance we have. The only chance we have is for people that really believe in freedom to move to the same state and just say we've had enough. We're not going to be ruled no more. That is the one and the only way. I mean, in my mind, because I mean, I've talked to probably, I don't know, 15 people today. And none of them get it, man. Not one person. One dude tried to agree, and then he didn't. Look, security line: do not cross closed area. You can't go in your own. You can't go in your own building. This isn't our property. I was told this isn't our property. We can't sit nothing down. If we sit something down, it'll be taken. That's what the state highway patrol told me. Because they're the security for these fucking pricks in here. The state highway patrol is. They're the ones that will kill you, so you can't enforce your constitution on those who work for you. I got video of the one dude told me he did not work for me. He said, if I work for you, fire me then. I said, I can't. It's not my position to fire you. But it is my position to talk to you and see what you know. And he didn't bother. He told me that. His name was, I forget his name, I got it on video. But I'm going to file a forgotten grievance against him because, where did they go? Because he told me that he didn't even know what the Constitution was. Like, how are you a cop? You took an oath, and you don't even know what the Constitution is. Like, and he meant it. He was dead serious about it. He was dead serious about it. Where you at, Liberty Chick? Stop walking. Stop walking. Just tell me where we're at. I'm going to walk to you. I'm on the southwest corner of the building, I believe. I haven't been turned around too much. So, I'm over here in the shade next to somebody. There they are. I see them. You need a brighter sign. Those K-mode signs. Uh-oh, you lost Liberty Chick. Where's she at? Oh, there she is. Like, look at this. This is the Spirit 98 erected by the state of Ohio to honor in memory of the Ohio veterans of the Spanish-American War, Filipino insurrection, the China Rules Expedition, 1898-1902. Are y'all talking to anybody? Man, why not, man? You gotta like pull people to the side and start yakking at them. You didn't pass all them old ladies I passed? Oh yeah, I was standing right there around the corner.
Yeah, we walked all the way around and turned this way. I was like, so you gonna stand right here?
I don't care what. No, I want to go somewhere where you can scream and holler at people and talk and shit.
We had one person
weddings on the
pass
other
us
side.
seems more into trying to keep aggressive.
Right, we can go back up front if you guys want one, baby.
There's a couple weddings over there. You can talk to a whole bunch of people.
Where? Oh, dude, I mean, I'll hit them. I'll talk to them. I don't give a shit.
It's a wedding, babe. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not gonna want to talk to you.
Why do you? Let me go talk to them. Why do you need a marriage license? Does the state got to tell you can get married? I mean, for real. I think it's going to reverb. It's all right. You need me to carry that baby here?
No, I'm fine.
No.
I got to turn it down.
Yeah, you're part of the show now. Uh-oh, we got the 3-card Monte crew. Don't ever play 3-card Monte. There's really 4 cards. If you guys don't know how it's played, like a lot of people don't know that. Did you know that?
What's that?
A 3-card Monte. You know what I'm talking about? Where they take it like two red cards and a black card. They shuffle them on the table, and you got to find the black card. There's 4 cards. They're good, dude. I'm telling you. Christy, am I lying? Yeah, she lost $500. I told her not to. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, it was. I said.
You think you know, do it.
That's not what I said. I said don't do it. She did it anyway. She lost $500. And then I explained to her. Oh, they're setting up shop too. 3-card Monte, what are you doing? You here to protest tyranny? Play 3-card Monte, what are you doing? What are you doing? Free who?
Yeah.
So, what are you doing?
We're gonna have like a little press conference
For-
where they're cutting off some unemployment benefits.
Right?
Party for Socialism.
Yeah. Further, they're cutting off the federal unemployment.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
But,
Should be big.
but here's the problem, though. I mean, take me for an example. I'm a fabricator. I make more money sitting at home with the unemployment. Ohio gave me so much unemployment. What was it, 80-something weeks in total? Why would I go back to work?
Yeah, they should pay more to go to work.
Well, no. Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with that to a certain degree. But at the same time, government's stealing from you to pay me. Or stealing from him. There's not a safe somewhere with a bunch of money in it.
Yep. Can you imagine how far ahead you'd be if you didn't have to help everybody for their shortcomings?
I don't think that's who's helping them.
How was that? I mean, it's taxation. They take tax money, then the government redistributes it. It's socialism. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not what socialism is. Every country in history has had taxes. Not all of them have been socialist.
Listen, when you steal money from me to give it to him, that's
not
a socialist
that's not
ideal.
how socialism works.
Social
That's how
security.
Egypt did it.
No,
that's not socialism.
that's not
That is
socialism.
how taxes work. That is not how socialism.
It's a part of socialism.
It's not part of socialism.
It's not. Is it freedom?
But see, there
It's
ain't
not
a socialist,
either of those things. It's
It's
like
not
a-
either of those ways. It's
Yeah.
kind of in between.
not a socialist government on the face of the planet that goes by the book of description is the thing.
Right.
There's not a one.
What about
It's a socialist program, just like Social Security.
Sandinistas? Right, they're a Christian socialist government, right? Do you have a concept of what they do?
The where?
Sandinistas in South America.
Educate us.
No.
Yeah, it's like a Christian version of socialism.
Okay. What country?
Like
What country are they over?
Like Nicaragua.
They're over Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Are they in Nicaragua?
Yeah.
So they're in Nicaragua under another government, exercising their government the way they choose in their community.
They're under another government?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, are they under the?
They're not
all
under the Nicaraguans. Is all Nicaraguans that way? I mean, is that the Nicaraguan government?
Their group.
Or is that just Is that just that group in Nicaragua?
They are the elected government?
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, are they?
Yeah, they have been.
In Nicaragua.
Yeah, I think so.
Never heard of it. Never heard of one. Now I have heard of there's like a socialist place in Netherlands, but they're under the Netherlands government. So what you have is you have a government above them protecting them, just letting them do their own little thing. But welfare is a form of social. It's a socialist ideal. We're going to take from the rich and redistribute their wealth.
That's not what socialism is.
They
right?
say that's what socialism was.
Yeah, socialism is the socialization of.
So stealing wealth from.
No. It's the
No,
socialization.
I understand what you're saying. That is just like capitalism has many things. It's not just one thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's one.
No, it's not. It's a lot of things. It takes a lot of.
It's one relationship between a capitalist and the workers.
Okay.
That's what capitalism.
So, again, if you have government controlling the means of production, correct? That's what socialism is. Government controlling the means of production. That's what socialism is. That's the definition of socialism. A part of that.
Depends, because like the government of Saudi Arabia controls their means of production, and that's a kingdom, right? It's like a feudal
But
relationship.
there's still socialist ideals in there.
No, it's a medieval idea. It's
There's-
a pre-modern
okay.
idea that predates the idea of socialism and of capitalism, right? So that would be what that is.
So what you're saying is that socialism has one definition.
Socialism
And that,
has,
it's one definition, one thing, right?
yeah,
What is that?
it's the socialization of production.
Okay, socialization of production. What happens after
Who
that?
owns that production?
People, whether they work or not,
Are they at work or not?
whether they work or not.
The people do, yeah. I mean,
Okay, so I bring me back to this day production rolling. Do I still get paid?
paid to go to work and then supported to survive, I guess.
Why should he have to work to ensure my survival?
In case he breaks his back.
But if he breaks his back, that's his problem, just like it was my problem.
And now it's a social problem. That's why we
It's not a social problem.
It's a social
It's my problem.
Shouldn't it be voluntary for the community to take care of a person who's injured versus forced?
Why?
Are you okay? Are you okay with taking care of child rapists? You want to support child rapists?
That's like a you know,
It's a
have
simple
you stop
question.
beating your wife kind of thing.
No, but it is right. Well, I mean, it is. Or do you support feeding child rapists, ensuring their survival so they can rape another child? Do you think that your money should be forced to go to that person, ensure their survival?
That's like a weird way to look at it.
Well, but it's not.
Right? I would say
survival of somebody that has shown they will rape children.
How do I know that they were? What are we saying?
They've been tried. They admitted to it. They told you they did it.
Admitted to it.
100% out of that. They're on video for the last time. You're okay with your money feeding that person, knowing that.
So
When
what,
it
what
hold
are the
on,
other
hold on.
options?
When it comes to child
What are the other
predators,
options?
when it comes to child predators, there's a really high. You can't change what people like, what people are attracted to, right?
Yeah, okay. What are the other options then? Like,
Hold on,
kill him,
but
like,
you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk.
I'm gonna talk now, right?
Oh, you're going to talk now, so
Yeah,
it's
'cause
your
you asked
turn
me
to
a
talk.
question
But I wasn't done.
Right. So when
There's
Right.
no other options.
there's no other options besides me paying him, then yeah, that's the only option. So I guess that's the one. I'll
Then
take.
so you're okay with that?
If that's the only option, I have to be okay with it.
Well, you have an option not to.
What happens then?
Well, he'd probably die if you don't go to work.
So now he's going to work. He's like free now.
He has no
what's that
choice.
mean?
What do you mean? He was free before. We're talking. So what I'm comparing this to is welfare. See, you're getting
Yeah,
mad
this is
because
not
you know
a-
you're in
I'm
a
not
spot that you can't explain your way out
I'm
of.
not mad. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Fine. I mean, I don't really understand the question.
Okay, I know,
But-
because you didn't let me explain the question.
I've heard the question a few times, and I think that I decided I would make up my own weird answer to it.
You make up your own answer, but you don't have a choice. Your answer is
If I
that
have no choice, then I guess I take the only option you gave me, which is for my money to go to child labor.
well, it don't have to. Though. You can
Why
choose
does that?
not to.
What does that have to do with
Welfare?
welfare? Yes.
Because that's a welfare recipient. And you're being forced to ensure the survival.
Yeah, I like the welfare program that supports people that can't support themselves.
Why can't they get to go support themselves?
If they can't, then they have to be supported. Right? That'd be-
No, they don't.
You're the one that put that on them, right? Like,
No, I didn't put that on them.
Right? Isn't that what you said?
Why can't they support themselves?
Why can't they? If they can't, then they can't. That would be.
Why? But why? How is that not? Not my problem. I came into this world by myself. I got 12
Right? You were. You had
right.
protected by the law.
Okay? Keep their arms. Domestic abusers.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, I mean, there's laws that say they can't have a firearm.
Okay.
Socialist ideals.
That's not a social.
It is.
What does that have to do with socializing means of production? To give or.
It doesn't. You're acting like one thing that makes it one thing that's socialism. Socialism is many ideas.
Something you might be interested to look up is look up the original pilgrim population that came to the United States. So the first year they were in the U.S., they worked under a socialist means.
They did. They divided the land between them.
Divided everything equally, shared,
Hear him out. Hear him out.
divided everything equally, shared the output of their production, and they almost died. They almost starved to death over the winter because you had too many people that were not willing to work for somebody else.
That's not socialism, dude. That was colonialism.
Yeah, they.
Right, it was colonialism, but it was a socialist ideal. You guys are acting like that these different capitalism, socialism, colonialism don't all have similar ideals in them. It's not just
we're
one
showing
idea.
you the difference is that the socialism has.
I know the difference. I'm well aware of the difference. But what I'm saying is that if the government controls your money, it controls the means of production through your money. And it's taking your money and it's feeding somebody over here that you might not necessarily want to feed. So why not eliminate the taxation? And if you want to help this guy, you can help him.
I can't help him, right?
But you can give him the money.
I can support like the government. The government has the ability to do that, right?
So do you.
No.
You don't have the ability to do that in your community?
Help tens of millions of people? No.
What,
No,
no,
just the
you gotta
people
help
in
in your
your
community.
No, I don't. What if I don't? Right? But I do if I have control of the state. Right?
No, in your community. We're talking community. So this is your block right here. Somebody gets fucked up and everybody else can jump in and help that person. It's not everybody's out here that has nothing to do with this person, never seen this
Yeah,
person,
the best way
never
to
met
do
this
that
person,
would
help
be
them.
to have an institution that did that, right? And then we fund the institution.
No, we don't fund it because here's what you have like a
funded non-institution. You're gonna have everybody like what does that have to do with the difference between what we have now?
Okay,
right?
Do you
Like,
trust
why
the
don't people
government
do that now?
today?
Why aren't people helping them now by themselves?
because they rely on things like welfare. Do you trust the answer?
Do you trust the government today?
No, dude.
So you want to give them more money and have means of production owned
No, I
by
want to
them?
tell them what to do, which is to give money to people that don't.
Tell them to get a job. I'm unemployed right now, and I'm arguing against you. Think about that, man.
I think that they should pay
You're
you
unemployed
more.
right
Yes.
now.
They should
but
pay you
you
more.
don't think unemployment benefits should continue?
I don't agree with people. So unemployment benefits, it depends what you're talking about. So if we're talking about federal unemployment benefits, we can argue that the employer pays that through taxation, right? But that money wasn't necessarily allocated for that. you're talking about state unemployment benefits, then there's a a fund that is paid for by the employers for that. So it's like an insurance. Oh, yes and no. Because no, yes, if they want to allocate that money, if they say, okay, we're going to tax you for this, it's unemployment insurance, I'm okay with it.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you been receiving the extra $300
Yes,
per week?
I have.
Has it made a huge difference in like your livelihood?
It's made me stay home. I make $20 an hour, and if I don't make $22.50, I can't make as much as I do staying at home.
But isn't that fucked up then? That
I know, I agree with you. It's fucked up. I agree. See,
Hang on, let her finish.
I agree with you.
Why don't I just pay you more to go to work?
Hold on, I was talking about this the other day, wasn't I, in live stream? Since 2000, wages have been stagnant.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Probably earlier.
You want to know why that is? Government. Taxation. That's why. They can't afford to pay the employees because of taxation.
There's a lot of
It is.
reasons.
100%.
That's not.
No, there's a lot of it.
barely put any in taxes. Reports just came out that showed they barely
Wait,
paid any in
if
taxes.
you are in the bottom 98%, you don't pay taxes. That's why you get a return check.
Yes, you
Why
do,
is the
dude.
lowest 10% pay
We
more in
definitely
percentage
Federal
of taxes
taxes.
than the top 1%?
And federal taxes, well, I mean, it depends what you're talking about percentage. I mean, if we're talking about billions, but here's the thing. If you're talking about that, let's do away with taxation in total, make government minimal, get them out of our lives, and we are responsible for ourselves then. I'm responsible for me. You cool with being responsible for you 100%?
I'm responsible for not just myself, but everyone around me too.
But you choose to be.
Well, everyone.
I don't.
You don't just
I
live
mean,
on your
people
own.
can.
Yeah, I do.
People can choose to pretend not to.
Yeah, I do.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like a.
If I'm attacked, I'm attacked. My bank account gets raided, my bank account gets raided. Somebody kicks in my door gets kicked in. It ain't everybody.
I don't think anybody wants to live that way. It sounds like the kind of thing where
You want to live that way?
Yes.
It's called freedom, man. It's called
sounds awful.
Getting your door
freedom.
kicked in is called freedom.
No, being responsible for your
sounds
own life and
awful.
property is called freedom.
Being able to protect yourself and protect your neighbors if a
You
bad
can't protect
person tries to
yourself.
kick
Why
your
can't
door
you?
in.
Wouldn't you rather have
Because
other
of
members
government.
behind you instead of just being on your
Three
own?
people or four people
That's
talking
exactly
about.
what we're
No.
talking about. We're talking about
I protect myself.
not force taxation.
I can protect myself from all
We're
of
talking
it.
about having a community of people where you work together.
The same way they do.
I
that's
mean,
what
you protect
socialism
yourself from
is,
a lot more if you have the law on your side, right? You have a government.
You're talking about something else. You're talking about the law. You're trying to. You want the argument to be in your favor every time. So that's not socialism. It's a socialist ideal, but it's not socialism.
I can
Okay.
tell you what
It's
socialism
not.
is.
Okay.
Like the
Well, now you're
socialist-
talking about the law. So what are we talking about? If we're talking about freedom, the law doesn't matter because we never gave. Let's back up. What's the Constitution?
Constitution.
What is it?
Basic law.
That's
What does that mean?
Right, it's the supreme law.
So, okay, it's the supreme law meaning what? Law over who?
Well, how do you define a community? Because the fact of the matter
Over
is,
who?
whether we like it or
law
not, the
that
whole
the
globe
government
is
has to
connected.
follow.
Right. So it's the law the government has to follow, right? So when there's a law, what must happen for it to be law?
In theory, it has to be constitutional.
Well, no, it has to be enforced, right? It ain't enforced, it ain't a law, right?
That's what we're talking about.
It would still be a law if it
And it's not
wasn't
just
enforced.
But it's just words on paper because it's not enforced. Therefore, people are just going to do it. Kind of like people burning shit to the ground when cops don't arrest them. It's illegal to burn shit to the ground. If the cops ain't going to arrest you, go ahead and burn shit to the ground.
So they could arrest you.
Right? It's illegal,
They could always prosecute
but they
you
don't.
under the law. But they could.
Okay, so well, our government's created a
It
position.
seems like circular can just.
Well, what if I told you there's a third
It's
way
not
that's
circular.
neither of
See,
those?
like,
where
you want the conversation to
everything
be
is
what you want it to be and go where you want to go and
based
stop where you want to go. Then when you get somewhere that it doesn't go where you like it.
I
That's
don't know where
what you
it's
just
wrong,
did.
but I don't know.
Right, you don't know because you won't listen.
Well, that's for the
Okay, where is
people
it?
to decide.
How old are you, man?
In one place,
23 years old.
say, you know,
You live life, you
in
think you're pretty
Ohio,
smart, you think you know what the world
that
is.
might look different
What's a right?
than
You have rights, you have natural rights. What are those?
distributing things locally is going to be one matter. As
You don't believe
When
it?
did
You
those
do?
happen?
distribute things
When
nationally.
did those happen?
Yeah, did we just discover those? When did those get discovered? We didn't have them. In like
You're an animal, aren't you? You're an animal, right?
No, I agree with that.
All animals have rights.
So to-
Well, I mean, do you believe that every animal has the right to defend itself? Or do you believe if a lion's attacking a zebra must just lay down and be ate? Can the zebra defend itself?
Yeah, but I mean,
So you have the right to
sheep doesn't
self-defense.
have the right to defend itself when I
Why don't it? Well, it can try to defend itself. It's going to lose,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
right? So you have certain inalienable rights. God granted you those rights. You're an animal. You're a human, just like anybody else.
You could like stop it.
Stop what?
But what is the right to defend yourself as an animal?
Well, what I'm saying is you have certain inalienable rights, and our government is not violating. Forcing me to pay for you is violating my rights to life, liberty, and property. I I don't care about you. If you can't ensure your own survival, then you die. That's what happens. Just like with a pack of wolves. If one wolf don't feed itself, you think the other wolf's feed it? No, it dies. See, what you have this socialist ideal. It's about society, right? Let's take care of society. That's a socialist ideal. It's not a capitalist ideal or a freedom ideal. No, it's not. No. How are you free when 50% of your money over your lifetime? So you're 23. You started a job right now, retired in 40 years. 20 years of that money, over 20 years of that money would go to the government.
It's nowhere close to how much they rip you off like the Boston job.
What do you mean?
Right, because you don't get the full value of your labor.
They don't work there.
You don't get it anywhere.
Don't work anywhere there, but starve.
That's what we're saying, is that you can change the way work is done so that you are paid the full value of your labor. That's what socialism is.
But
that's what happens when you control news production, is you're paid the full value of your labor.
no, it's not at all. Venezuela, they getting paid the full value of their labor right now?
It's not.
Oh, the oil industry, right? And it made the rest of the industries fail.
Well, that's because the U.S. blockaded them, too.
Oh, dude, get out of here, man. Come on, guys. You guys are smarter than that.
No.
When
When they nationalized their oil industry, the U.S. blockaded them as a direct
I don't disagree that happened, but that's not the reason that Venezuela's in the shape it is today.
It's a huge reason.
It's still a socialist ideal, though.
Yeah.
Right? And that socialist
They want to
ideal,
become more socialist.
it's this
but
simple.
Hey, can I finish? International blockades, when the entire world is afraid to trade with you because the country that has the most nukes in the world is mad at you. It's kind of a big barrier to trade. When the U.S. makes international sanctions, the whole world takes note. That's a barrier to international trade on many levels.
So for how many years has Venezuela not sold oil to OPEC?
That's a good question. Probably not enough.
What do you mean not enough?
I mean, they have a right to nationalize that industry. So
I'm not saying they don't. I agree with you. But the problem with socialism is, as an ideal, is if all of us over here just decide, we ain't going to work. Somebody's got to work. Who's it going to be? If we don't have to go to work, hold on, if we don't have to go to work in order to survive, nobody has to go to work to survive because we're still going to be taken care of. Who does the work?
Whoever gets paid, whoever does the work gets.
No, you're not listening.
What is the incentive to work?
What's the incentive to work? No, everybody gets paid. Everybody gets a universal basic income. Do the same thing. It just happened in Venezuela. We just watched it happen over the last few decades.
you as an individual want
Yes.
People went to work.
I'm not saying people didn't. But what happened is just like in the founding,
If they were like,
just like in the founding of the country, it don't take everybody to not go to work. If half the country decides, you know what, I want to get paid regardless. Just like right now, just like I just
I have
told
to
you.
pay them more to go to work. That would be the solution, right?
Well, I mean, in theory, it depends.
That would be the solution.
But if
We've seen socialist countries and people went to work. They did incredible things. They like, increased the size of the economy faster than any capitalist.
they're also slaves to their government.
No, they weren't, because they were
And
given the
over
choice if they wanted
time,
to go to work or not.
and
That's
over
much more
time they
freedom.
fail.
It's more freedom to have the choice whether you want to go to work or not than it is to not have that choice.
I have that choice now because you're pro welfare.
No, that's not where we're at.
That's not a good thing, dude.
You have more freedom now than if you didn't have the choice whether or not to go to work.
Let me have the money in your wallet. Give me $30.
No,
Why? It's welfare.
that's not what.
It is welfare. Why? Because the government doesn't say so? So if I go get somebody in government to tell you to give me $30, you'll do it because the government doing it, right?
That would be how it would work.
Abolish this government and reform one.
So I can't tell you to give me 30, but I can go get somebody in government to tell them you to give me 30, and you're okay with that.
I don't know, maybe not this government, right? But it depends on like what it's for, right? Like
Depends on what it's for, so you get to decide it, right?
I would have some say.
You have some say.
Zero say.
Okay, so like welfare. I don't want to support welfare in any manner.
A lot further ahead.
Do I have a say in that?
You, under this government, not really.
That's not what I said. I asked you, should I have a say in that?
Yeah, you should have a say in how much or
Right.
whatever, right? But in the end, they have the right to survive. So
No, they don't. They have a right to ensure their survival. They have a right to get up and go to work and feed themselves. They have the right to grow a garden. They have the right to grow animals.
No,
They don't have a right to eat.
they don't have the right to grow animals, dude.
That's
Where
not
are they
bullshit
gonna
at
get
all.
animals from?
Well, like I told him, if you really believe, back up what you believe, and I need all the money in your
No one
wallet.
cares.
Back it
This
up.
is a terrible example.
It is how. Why is it? So government. Hold on, time out. Let me finish. So government can tell you that you have to give me your money, right? But I can't tell you you have to give me your money.
Not all governments are the same.
All So it's up to government. So here, tell him that he needs to give me half his money. There, it's more. We're government now. It's more than one. I'm not an. Hold on. You just said I was an individual. I'm not an individual no more. We just decided. That's how stupid that is. Why not? Why don't you get up and go to work? Feed yourself. Take care of yourself, and I'll do the same. And he can do the same.
What does that mean?
If you're working for a corporation,
Or anyway.
yeah,
I don't disagree. I understand what you're saying.
they fuck you over. You don't get paid when you're working.
But you don't have to work there.
You have to work somewhere. If you don't work, you die.
Where'd you go to school?
When I go to
No, you don't have to work in that job. There's people live all over this country right now that don't work and they're not dead. They're living better than we are. They know where their food comes from because they take the time to grow it. See,
you might be struggling more than you think they are.
then listen. I know people that haven't worked in 20 years that are off grid. Don't even have electricity. They choose. They get up in the morning. They bust their ass for they like the garden. They go back because that's the way they want to live their life. And they're responsible for them. And I want to be responsible for me, and you should be responsible for you. And I'm not saying that there's not people that could need help. I'm not saying that, because I agree with you. There's some people that might be, this guy, great guy, lives in my community, falls and breaks his back. He can't work, right? So what is the community? The community that he's a part of jumps in, takes care of it until he gets better. But when he can go back to work, guess what he's going to be doing? But if he's some child fucking rapist, if he's some child rapist or some shit that we don't want to fuck with, and he breaks his back, then guess what happens? He starves.
So people that
He shouldn't have been a child rapist. Follow me? You don't have a right to live. You have a right to survive if you want to ensure your own survival.
untrue.
Okay.
Like, it's just easy for you to say that as it is for me to just say no.
Well, okay, right.
There's nothing backing up what you're saying.
Dude, it's natural, just like I said.
It's like,
There's a pack of
shape
wolves,
human
right?
history
Pack of wolves. You're familiar with how like animal colonies work at all?
It doesn't matter.
Basic understanding.
Because those are like hierarchies and like organizations.
Yeah, that's your
of
argument.
animals.
Is it doesn't matter? It does matter. We're animals.
But like our forms of like production change over time. Our
form.
hierarchies change.
Right.
Over time.
Right. Well,
Right?
if you don't want to
Based
work for a
on
company that pays you $20 an hour, I'll tell you what you do is you go back to school, you pay the money, or you go learn another trade to make more money. What's a week? If I work 40 hours a week, how much money should I make?
It just depends on how much value you produce.
Who decides? Yeah, right.
How much it's exchanged for? It doesn't go like, oh shit, I made $10 an hour, but I just made this company $100.
But then what happens then is that the economy will collapse because then you'll have people chase that dollar. So hold on.
I've seen socialist countries do that,
And they fail.
no, they haven't.
They all fail. Yeah, they do.
What about China?
How do you
What
set
about
the
Cuba?
price
Is there a
of
company
China-
bigger?
But see, how do you
Why?
determine the price?
Because they pay the people nothing to do. In China, they have
They
fucking.
can buy more than we can.
Who's they?
1.4 billion people can buy more than we can. They have larger purchasing power.
larger purchasing
They
power
have
than we have.
a fraction of what we got. And
What
why
do they
is
have that we don't have?
They make everything. Everything we have.
I understand they make everything. I get it. I mean, we can make everything too if y'all want to go to work for free because that's what China does. They have slave labor, dude. Dude, they have kids working in fucking Nike shops over there.
Untrue.
It's not untrue,
It is
man.
untrue.
Dude, it's a fucking communist society, bro.
Yeah, they are.
They're commies.
Yeah, they are.
We're also.
Yeah.
You're like full-blown communists. You like
Yeah,
communists
this is the largest communist party in the United States.
Man, I didn't read this. Liberation. Party for Socialism and Liberation.
You go to school, so who would enforce your society if somebody doesn't go along with it?
It's not like, oh, we tell everybody.
I don't want to be a part of it. Can I do that?
What does that mean? Society that you're going to do child rape? Or you're not going to be a part of society as in you're not going to pay taxes? Or what's,
I'm not going to be.
how much not part of society you're going to be?
I'm not going to be. I'm not just not going to deal with none of it at all.
If you have no dealings with anybody else, then I don't think anyone would notice.
So then I don't have to pay your taxes to take care of everybody else. I don't have to
If nobody
society decides, and I'm part of society. So I don't want to be a part of it.
I don't know what that means. Right?
It means
You're not
you-
part of
you
society,
all are
you're
over
treating
here.
everyone else like animals. You're
Nope, you're going to be over here.
Just be left alone, not be part of society. What does society say about that?
I don't know what that means.
You know what it means. You just don't know how to answer it.
I don't know what it means. What are you going to do? What are you doing to other people? Are you having any dealings with other
You're
people?
left alone.
You're going to go
want to live
farm
on
on your
my
own?
property.
People do that in China.
I want to grow my own food.
Like the peasants' rights in China. Like you're basically
You
talking
keep
about,
interrupting. Like for
returning
him,
peasantry. You know what I mean?
he stopped me, and now you keep interrupting. So can one of us just finish, and then you want to say, what does that mean? Or you go back to the child rapist. Like the child rapist was just, it was a point. Do you want to be responsible for this man living that's raped children?
Yeah.
You do? Well, then you're a fucking child. You're a sick bastard. Is what you are. You're a fucking pedophile. That's what you are. It's not funny. Excuse me? Do you know what the problem with the world is today? Motherfuckers ain't punched in the face enough. That's the problem with today. You get loud, get mouthy, we all walk away. Listen, motherfucker, I ain't scared. I'm not scared of jail at all. You're free to get the shit beat out of you too. I promise you. And I'm the right one. You want to keep smiling, being a fucking dumbass? We can have a conversation. We can have a conversation.
But I can't answer your question.
You can answer my question, but you can have a conversation, or you can keep being smart. And I'm the right one. I assure you, I'm the right one. I'm that guy, buddy. I'm that one you never ran into. You can smile all you want. You can smile all you want. So we can have a conversation. Keep it. Be a smart ass one more time. One fucking more time, please.
I don't understand.
Come on. Yeah, we're good. Listen, I'm doing you a favor. I just did you a major favor. A major favor. I know you don't understand the favor. I just did you a favor. When you grow up, you'll understand. Oh. Yeah, we're got to go over here.
I think you should. I think that would be better.
Yeah.
I don't think we should. I think we should stay right here.
Well, here's the problem: is people are going to think we're with these clowns.
No, they won't.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
That's just it. Nobody. There isn't a socialist government around that follows that lets the people rule.
Oh, China. China does. That was their argument just now.
Those communists.
China has more. The Chinese have more.
Is the process by which we create communism.
And China.
And that's what you guys want to end up at.
Yes, we are communists.
Wow.
Okay.
I said there's no.
Never mind.
Yeah.
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 Never mind.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you on the battlefield.
Okay.
I doubt it.
A threat? I don't threaten people. I don't threaten people. No.
All right, we're just
That's what he said.
Yeah, see you on the battlefield.
Correct.
What about?
Understand what that means?
We will not be coming after you guys. Don't worry about that.
Take a picture of me.
Yeah.
Freedom Inc. on YouTube.
Freedom Inc.
Yep.
Okay.
patriotic constitutionalists on YouTube.
Great. Glad we've established that.
Yep. We'll see you. You have a good day.
Oh, see you. Take care.
Always. But the problem is nobody enforces. Like these dickheads will stand over here doing nothing when they could actually arrest them just for their having that opinion. Come on, man, we're gonna go over here. Come on, Christy. I ain't worried about him.
Yeah.
It's only gonna cause a problem. We're going to jail. We're going to jail. Somebody's going to jail.
Somebody's going to jail.
I'm telling you right now, somebody is. That little punk smiles at me again. I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of them.
They don't understand it.
No, they
do
don't.
not.
They use sorts of different arguments to make their argument. And then if you start talking
asked them.
and you get to a point they don't understand, it's what are you talking about?
Well, I asked them. I was like,
What do you
name one socialist government that follows that definition to the T.
Right, not one.
Can't.
There's not one.
Well, there has been, and I'm
Right.
like, where?
My old lady's gonna whoop her ass. Watch it.
But yeah, dude, that's where they were going. Is this, opening the door for communism? And
No,
I was
I
like,
know.
And you realize then that people have no say at all.
No. He says that the Chinese people have more buying power than we do in the U.S.
Ain't they the ones that were getting the fucking shit stomped out
Dude,
of them in the streets?
they're
just for
fucking
holding
snatching them
signs?
they're snatching them off the fucking streets and stealing their kidneys and shit. Dude, this is crazy. Death to the common elite bitches. I definitely want that one. Despite getting angry. Oh no. Woosah.
Goose fraba.
Woosah. My old lady's gonna beat the shit out of him. I don't let him watch her. Like Chris is gonna beat the fuck out of him. Watch. Death to commies!
Because I said you did not let you.
So that's not taking a fight, retard, okay?
And she'll beat your ass.
Oh, will she?
Y'all bet she does.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm standing over here laughing? She'll fuck all three of you up. Come on, it's communism, right? It's what we like. Snatch people off the street, steal their fucking organs, sell them. Communism. Death to the commies. We're not with them clowns. Hey, make a sign that says I'm not with stupid and point an arrow. Hey, welcome to a free country. Get communism in here and then you can tell me what to do, bud, if you run the show. If not, kick rocks. You can make me go somewhere. That's cool too. I'm turning away. They're flying communist signs, we're flying we will not be ruled. I bet there's a law in Ohio against treason, ain't there? You know it? There's only 4 of us up here, but like, I mean, maybe I was just fucked up, but dude was talking like he was a socialist, socialist. So I could talk to those fucking people. You start talking about these commie bastards, get a little smart. You can't get fucked here in prison. Not by me, because I don't do that shit. One of the homies to take care of his ass. What's up, man? You should be up here, man. That's the only way that we're going to be able to do this shit, man. That's the only way. Like, we're up here for a purpose to remove ourselves from government, to force ourselves from government. There's 4 of us. There's 3 communists up here. What does that say? It doesn't say there's more of us than them. It says they care more about their cause than people care about ours. That's what it says. I don't care. Ooh boy, I feel the old me coming back. Look out. And not the fucking one old me, the other old me. I got bunches of old me's. I did the words, but now I get to be a director. Communism! I know. That's why I just walked away from them. I about punched a little bit in your face.
Get out of this damn wind. Let them fight that shit.
Yeah.
Here, let's take the road.
Chris! Oh, man. These people, man. Oh, yeah, bro. Nothing, no hell. I've chilled out in my life, man. Like, I used to be a little hot-headed. Not really hot. Like, it takes a lot to make me mad. But when you're mocking me, nothing makes me fucking madder. Nothing makes me madder than somebody mocking me. Nothing. 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 See, like I said, the world's a much better place than motherfuckers are punching their mouth on a regular basis. Can y'all hear me? I gotta put this thing in front of my phone so the wind ain't going. What's up? Huh?
Why did he leave?
Why? Because I mean, if they start flying their signs, people are just going to associate us with them probably.
I don't.
So I'm going to beat that little kid up. I'm going to beat him up. He's about got beat up. Like I told him I walked away. So I'm doing you a favor.
That little fat one that kept saying, "I'm talking."
I know.
Whatever. I was just like, oh my god.
I don't know what. I'd like to
He's
know
like,
how
are you threatening me?
Yeah.
Your buddy just said he's gonna punch me in the face. Like, that's not the fuck what he just said. He he said that when people, it was better when people got punched
Yeah.
in the face.
The world was a much better place.
It was.
It was. Like I said, them dudes go to the joint and get fucked. They'd like it, though, I'm sure. I can't read comments right now, man. I can't see from the glare. Maybe we get her in the
That's why I
shade.
showed you the shirt right off the rip like it was a
Like I didn't even pay attention to it.
That's why I showed it, pointed it out to you.
Well, I seen the socialists, right? But like you can talk.
Party for socialism.
Right. Well, you can talk. Well, they says
You
see,
can
it's a
talk,
lie.
can't ya?
Their shirt said "Party for Socialism and Libertarianism." Is that what it said?
Yep.
But they're really communists.
Are we standing right here?
So you just seen it. I should have filmed them.
Are we standing
Well, if
here?
we go down here, we can get out of the wind.
Oh, they got us on camera.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Video on us?
I don't know.
We're gonna be on Facebook saying, "Go after these people."
The soy is real.
Huh?
I said the soy is real.
Oh yeah, soy boy, it's real, huh? I'm sorry I interrupted you, Travis, over there. I was gonna beat that. I'm sorry,
I know,
man.
What is it he said? Because we just
He kept saying anytime he got put in a spot where he didn't know what to say, he said, "I don't understand."
I know.
Yeah, because I was
Listen,
telling him,
because-
I said, in your society, what happens if I don't want to be a part of it? I want to stay on my property, grow my own food, just do my own thing. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's because like he's been
Because he doesn't want to say, we're going to have our government come kill you and
Right.
take your property.
Like
Right.
they really believe that shit. They can't even comprehend it. Like
Well-
it takes longer than that to even try to get them.
Right. Well, I mean, what it is that yeah, they're kids, dude. Like you said, the one dude was 23. That's how old he said he was. If I talked to anybody like that when I was 23, I'd have been beat up.
Man, back Meyer was
Why did we do this shit 10 years ago? Yeah, socially liberal with the left. It's highly. Oh yeah, it is highly misinterpreted, man. But it's the confiscation of words. You know, they use the word and assign their own definition to it now. We see it all like all the time. Liberalism is a good one. Racism is another one. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What time is it?
Downtown's pretty desolate.
We can go on this other side over here.
Portal 3. Portal 3.
Quarter to 3. Travis got a nice fucking place, don't he? Yeah. Dude, you give him the grand tour? Dude, like you don't even know, man. Randall, like the 65 feet southwest. That's where I'm building my house.
Hey, we're moving up there. We're not going to Tennessee. I was like, what?
I'll tell you what, it is.
Yeah. Oh man, did he show you he didn't show you the toys, did he?
No, not yet.
Oh man, you got robbed. You got screwed on your toys. I got to see the garage toys. Those are the best. Yeah. Ohio National Guard and 37th Buckeye Infantry Division, established in 1788 as the Northwest Territorial Militia. The Ohio National Guard has played a vital role in the nation's major conflicts, beginning in 1794 with the Battle of Fallen Timbers. In the Civil War, Ohio volunteers distinguished themselves at the battles of Chickamauga and Gettysburg, among many others. Over 20th century Ohio citizen soldiers went overseas to the 37th Infantry Buckeye Division. 4 July 1917, under Governor James Cox, sent to France in World War I. The 37th fought in I don't know what that word is, in St. Mahil's campaign. In World War II, the 37th was deployed to the South Pacific victorious in 3 major island battles. The division helped liberate.
Oh, we got some. Got some late.
45 from 1952. 1937 provided troops for the Korean conflict. This training division between tours of active duty and the Buckeye Division served as the highest primary National Guard.
Hey, you notice like within the first sentence they contradict themselves?
Established, no.
As the Northwest Territory, the Ohio National Guard.
Yeah. Well, right, in 1788 though, because that's only how big the territory was. They hadn't.
They probably didn't have the Militia Act.
They hadn't expanded it past.
What's that? Ag Director. She is in control of all meat inspection.
Are you farmers? Are you farmers?
No.
Farmers? No, I'm actually a butcher.
Oh.
So, but yeah, no, she runs meat inspection and a lot of
Apparently she ain't doing a good job, huh?
Researching to find out what they have been, but I've been up since Militia said we got him researching people I know. What's next? Talk about.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Tell people this. Oh,
Trickery.
I wanted decent. I don't even think Rand Paul's decent, man. In all honesty, if he was decent, he would be starting the impeachment proceedings for all the motherfuckers. Like I say, I was tested positive. What's the phone? My wife grew up in Florida and moved here as an adult long after the war. She was yes, Commons alive. Right, Christy was gonna fucking punch him in the mouth. That's why I just walked away. I didn't walk away because I wouldn't defend her. I walked away so I'd have time to film her beating him up before I got over there. Pulled her off of him. She's wild. What you doing, babe?
I almost asked the tall guy if they called she.
Huh?
Whether she or he.
It's shady right here.
If the Communist Party
You hot?
they're going to kill you.
She's warm-blooded.
That's all.
Yeah, what was it?
I thought it was a guy. They said she.
I thought it was a dude too.
Yeah.
So it was a yeah, it was a dude. It was a dude.
I'm pretty sure it was.
It was a dude.
No.
I should have said, come on, man. Man.
No,
In
that's
communist countries, they kill all the gays.
Right.
Yeah.
They use them to get into power.
Right.
Wow, that's wild. Oh, man.
Like, dude, it's scary. It's scary. Like, I mean, in all honesty, do you think the country can be saved as a whole?
Through communism,
Well, let's
yes.
see.
Then doesn't matter.
This was published. We're the only 4 people that showed up for our side.
Right, and 3 commies showed up. I said the same thing.
We had 3 commies. We had about 30 BLM that were here earlier at the same time.
But they
as
were
us.
all cool. They were all.
Yeah, they were okay with us.
They were
I think
fucking-
Well, right. Well, I mean, I think, like, that's what I try to tell people. I don't have to agree with somebody 100% to agree that we need to get the fuck rid of government.
Right. And these guys
And the
over there
police.
wanting to give more control to them. He's
Right.
like, but no, it's the workers that take over.
Right, he
everything."
said
I'm like,
that's
no,
what
but
they
it's
were
not.
Trying to say, he said, no, we don't want government. We want the people to control everything.
Yeah.
But they want the people to collectively control everything, which requires government.
Right. Right. It makes it.
That was
They
wild shit.
They have an idea for what utopia is, but they don't understand human nature.
Right.
People, not everybody is like that, so not everybody can work together. You have to work for yourself. It's the only thing that over time has been successful.
Right. Yep. I agree, man. I don't think as a whole though we're going to save it, dudes. I don't even think we can save Ohio. I think Ohio's too far gone. In all honesty.
Yeah, fucking brainwashed idiots like that.
They're everywhere, bro. Look, my neighbor's the same way. My neighbor's on the reparations bullshit. He's a capitalist, but I need some reparations. I said, that's cool, man. My family was trading the barbarian slave trades, and your family owned them. Does that mean I get your reparations?
Right.
He said, yeah, that's cool. But I said, I get to keep all the money I made off them. I said, oh, no. We're not going to wait years. We're going to do this right away. You get your reparations, then I get to take your money because your family and my family in the barbarian slave trade.
Right.
And then, dude, he did the same thing. What are you saying?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's their go-to.
That was his go-to the whole time, wasn't it? Man, I didn't mean to interrupt you like that. I'm sorry. I get pissed, dude. I'm like, motherfuckers. 10 years ago, I'd be sitting in jail right now, wouldn't I, baby? Y'all be bonding me out. Or probably went with me. I probably drove one of you in by the shirt.
Oh, yeah, we'd all be on that.
But what was the thing?
Get in
What
here.
was it that pissed you off finally? That was
He
like,
kept fucking mocking me.
what was he saying?
Not like that. He was smiling and shit. And I don't understand. I told him, I said, just fucking smile one more fucking time. One more time.
I know, I was sitting up there like,
Yeah, when you walked up and you're like, read his shirt, and I looked down, I'm like,
I know. So I
Didn't
was
you
like,
love that comment, though? When you said, give me half your money, he said, no. He said, what if I get somebody from the government to tell you to do it? He
Yeah.
said, well, then I'd have to.
Right. Yeah. But then the other day said no because the other guy said, I tried it on the other guy and he said no because you're an individual. I said, hey, Travis, tell him to give me his money.
I
I
said,
said, tell me. Oh, yeah.
You're outvoted now. You
Yep.
have to give your money. The other guy's like, no, we're not outvoted.
there you are. Yeah, there's only
did you
3 of you,
see
there's
the
4 of
cutie
us.
in the yellow wife beater?
Yeah. That's what we were talking to. I thought that's what
No,
we
you
were just
the
talking
one
about.
with the red.
I talked to
I
the
know, but
kitty
the
too.
one in the red was the one that smiled.
Right.
I was just saying, did you see the one in the yellow?
Yeah.
He's
He's confused. It's confused. It.
Yeah.
Confused.
Was that her pronoun?
No.
She.
Bitch.
By she.
What my she?
Bitch.
That's what she said?
So if I call her a bitch, I'm accurate, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, there are
Completely
bitches.
accurate.
Right? And that would be a bitch.
Completely accurate.
Gump. That's what they call them in the joint, gumps. They all wear green shirts.
So
I
that
do.
everyone knows their day.
Yeah. So they identify each other on the
He
yard.
could not believe that.
You know what they call practice bulls?
Dude, they had a
Gomer.
fucking dude in Lancaster. Their gang name was the Thunder Bunnies. I swear to God.
Thunder bunnies.
Swear to God, they had these little fucking bunnies they tattooed on each other. funniest shit you ever seen in your life,
Those
man.
ones you're talking about, the
Yeah,
escalators?
yeah, they're pop locking and dropping and shit. Listen, dude, I know it sounds sick, but if I could watch a comedy show or watch that shit again, funniest shit you ever seen in your fucking life, man. I'm telling you, I can't even describe it. It was so fucking
I can
funny,
only imagine, and they're so dramatic.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Oh, yeah, they are.
they're state shorts, like you get state pants, right? They give
Roll 'em
you,
up?
they give you through. No, they cut them fuckers off into Daisy Dukes.
Dukes.
Yeah. And they'd be out there in their state. They'd be out there in their fucking. They'd be out there in their little tank tops tied up between their shirts and shit, man, with pom poms, all kinds of shit. Dyed pom. They take shirts and they dye them like with Kool-Aid or something to make pom poms out of them. It's the funniest fucking shit you ever seen in your life, dude. It almost be worth going to Lancaster and just watching through the fence to see if they do it this summer. Funnier than fuck, man. I'm telling you. The fun
A
is
bunch of lounge chairs and fucking
Dude.
coolers, sit outside the fence and watch.
funniest
the
shit I've
show
ever seen in my life, man. 10 fags fucking pop locking and dropping. God damn.
What was it he couldn't believe? Because he was like, you just want to be left alone?
Yeah.
What did he ask you? And he just could not believe.
Like, I just
Stay
don't
on my property, make my own food.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
low. Right. They don't. They're too much in the collective, you know. Like
They just
I'm somehow.
not into that. Too much of the paper description of it.
Right.
Yep.
They like
Right.
they like what it says on paper.
Right.
Is,
They don't like
but,
the practice.
You know, once
He
it,
told you any retard can make that video just like any retard can write a piece of paper.
well, and
I
he
mean,
was
at his
sitting there. He's like,
point-
"Well, I know statistics." I'm like, "Well, any retard makes statistics."
Right.
Oh, that's why he said that to you?
I should.
Should have told him just lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Well, I'm
See, I was
about-
trying
I'm
to listen to
about
all the whole
Homer Simpson
conversations
on.
everywhere. There was 3 of them going on. I was trying to listen.
Statistics show that one person knows an awful lot.
When you were getting loud to him, I was walking away. He shut, like I said, he shut up when I said, "You're gonna whoop all 3 of your asses." I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
They were
I'll call
all
the
like-
ambulance when y'all are done.
The one in the red come over to the fat
Fuck your
guy
glasses up.
and had his thing and was like,
How's it going, bud?
Hey, what's up? I just drove by. I saw your sign. I mean,
Come on
I was out
over.
on the street for stuff, and I was like, well, I saw the word cheering. I was like, okay, who's Dorothy Polanda?
Ag director. You know how she required that position.
Tell me. I'm listening.
She was appointed ag director so she would not run against the line in the election, which falls under the revised code of 29. What is it?
That's
29, 2102.
Yeah.
Yes. As bribery.
Gotcha. What's she gonna do as ag director? Be a big business type?
She doesn't really do a whole lot. She kind of lets us fly by night because she doesn't know it. She doesn't, you know.
How's it going?
Yeah, she doesn't know like what to enact or you know. She just tries to fit in. She spent 8 hours at our plant just learning what we do.
What plan is that?
Have finger meats for the Dronesville.
You guys have a union?
No.
No.
No, little mom and pop shop. It's been open since the
Okay.
20s.
What's a small business then?
Yes.
What do you think about what's happening in this country today, like as a whole?
In my opinion, if you ask, I don't like to preach to people, but if you want my opinion,
Yeah, I know. Preach, man.
I'm gonna preach. My opinion is giant multinational corporations. A lot of them are based in the U.S. They run both parties and just about all the media. 3 or 4 companies own all the media.
It's all the same.
So I mean, it's a slight difference, but they do it through lobbying, campaign finance, and regulatory capture, like the ag stuff, or FDA, USDA, FSEC. They put their inside people, and both parties do it. Democrats are going to maybe throw you a little more of a bone, talk about unions a little bit, and say, okay, gay rights and diversity, that stuff, which I'm for. I'm all for that. But you've got to address the money in the system. You got to take care of the working class.
Do you think that it would be better for everybody to take care of themselves?
What's that?
Do you think it'd be better for everybody to be responsible for themselves?
In theory, the problem with that is
Some people die.
that, and not only that, is when people say that, what they really mean is, let me give you an example. In the 1920s and 30s, when workers were fighting, or even West Virginia, workers were literally fighting the police and
It's coal mines.
the coal mines, yeah, Blair Mountain and other stuff. Back then, the big companies were saying their freedom to run their businesses the way they wanted was being impinged upon by the workers.
Well, no, the government came in for that and started regulating. That's why they shut that coal mine down, and that's what led to that. So it was government. It was government
Well,
overreach.
the government, the president, federal, and the state government sided with the mine owners back then. Until later on, under Roosevelt, they gave a little bit of bone.
Roosevelt was a socialist, though. Roosevelt was.
Yeah, they did a lot.
And Hardy was. He was a socialist. But like, okay, so.
Wait, how can you say that though? Roosevelt did more for the working class than any president.
But here's the thing though.
That's what they say about anybody that tries to help people. Socialist.
If you want to help people, that's great. Help them, please do. But it should be community based. It shouldn't be nationalist based. Because when you have a national, everybody's got put in the pot.
Yeah.
Now we're diving into socialist causes, right?
Or
yeah, I would
say,
call it.
Me and him want to go over here and help this individual out.
Yeah.
Okay. But with the government behind that, they are taking that money away from us where we can help that individual and helping this individual.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But the catch is the people that are putting that message out about get government off your back, big government. Those are the folks that are using our government, heavily dependent on government, through lobbying, through tax cuts, through tax evasions, through privatizing things that are like scams.
Right.
So that's the thing is I believe you should have a say in how your company is run, how your city is run, and how the government is run. Even foreign policy, we should have a say. If we're going to go die in these wars, we should have a say in that. So the thing is, though, to do that, I don't want the government to take care of me. I want the government to obey our will. That's where some people on the right are like, hey, the government solve your problems and get the government back. No.
Well, I agree with you.
want government to do their job.
I agree with you, but
for you and me, not for just the lobby.
We should be able to live our lives though, not having government interference.
Well,
we're governed by consent. So if I just want to live my life on my property and grow my food and have my house, you can't do that. The basic necessities of life today. Everything you got a permit. You got a permit to buy your land. You got a permit to build your house. You got a permit for the plumber, for the electric. We don't need all that because what it leads to is what we're seeing now is we'll eventually wind up to be like I don't know what it's going to wind up to be. Totalitarian, communist state, possibly.
Probably won't be. It'll be if where we're heading. If they don't get money out of politics, it'll be like an authoritarian.
I agree.
Whether it's left or right. Look, Hitler was right. Mao was left. Didn't make a difference. They were still slaughtering people. So left, right, Stalin.
I don't disagree.
So it's left, right, whatever. You don't want overarching authority to come down and tell you.
So how do we fix that?
How do we fix that? Get part of this, start this, get in the streets, and don't let people divide us. I'm not letting people divide me. Because I have some friends who say, oh, all those guys are racist and this and that. And I'm like, no, I don't think they're all racist. I think anyone who disagrees with me doesn't mean that they're a racist or a white supremacist. The whole system is built on that stuff. So everybody is tied into the system.
So
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
So what if we? No. I do the same thing. I start talking. I won't shut up either. So what if we, the people, enforce the Constitution?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that because the Constitution is our laws against government, correct?
Yeah.
You're supposed to follow it. But why can't we do that though? Why can't we enforce the Constitution today and make government listen to obey the people?
Right now, to answer your question, I don't have all the answers, but you asked me a question, I'll give you an answer.
You're fine.
It's because right now, things are polarized. They got people fighting each other.
But why? Let's right here. Let's us right here go in this building right now and make the people in there listen to us. Why can't?
You can. I've been in there. Here's what happens. I go in there. I've been in there 10 years ago. You talk and so forth. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, all right, Mr. Over, last name's Over, but they don't do what you say.
Well, here's what I'm saying. So if you break a law, what happens? They come force you.
Oh yeah.
Take you right. So let's go in this building and let's force them to obey us.
It won't work.
Why?
It won't work.
Answer the question. Why? Say it.
Why? Because you need a mass movement.
Why? Or what happens?
Well, you're gonna.
Well, I'm getting to is you're gonna be arrested.
You're gonna be arrested. You know what you need? You know what we need? We need a lot of the cops to say, wait a minute, I'm on their side.
Well, this is my opinion.
We need the military to say, hey, I'm on your side.
This is my opinion, but if we go back to the Constitution, we don't need the police forces. We police ourselves. Right? You police your community, we police our communities.
Hey, if people want to like have their gun and say, look, I'm not gonna fist fight you, dude. I got my gun. Look at me, you know. I'm gonna fist fight somebody. Probably not. I'm 53 years old, but I'm not anti-gun. The thing is, though, it's the reason why we can't go in there is there's not enough support. People are fighting each other. Well, everybody in their head is doing this.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And you're working. You might have a small business, even if you have like $100,000. I'm happy for you. I don't, but I'm not gonna see you as my enemy.
Right, but who made that? Okay, so I don't like trust me. Why don't you have $100,000?
Maybe some of it's my fault. Maybe
who knows? Your choices throughout your life.
Well, my thing is I've done a lot of volunteer work.
Okay.
I've been like
you chose to do that, correct?
I did. I've been working. Now that's cool. I don't expect government to like give me a mansion and do all that, but people if you're a daydreamer and you just want to screw around, play your guitar, and you're not very good
But
at it,
you
you
choose to
still
be a
suck.
daydreamer.
That's true. Even somebody, even worse than that, even somebody who's just like a little bit crazy. You know, you ever heard one-way street? You help them out, they won't help you. They're just like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, even someone like that in a civilized society should just have the basics, just a bed, a sink,
Okay.
a toilet.
So what you're
shower.
saying is it's
Basic,
because
nothing fancy.
because we need something, and there's more of us than you. We're government, just to say.
It's not government.
Hold on,
it's,
look.
it's us.
Okay, well I don't want to give you that because I don't think you haven't. It's a
Oh,
one-way street,
yeah.
so I don't want to give you nothing.
Oh, well, you could figure it this way. This dude is going to be crazy, pissing on
Right.
someone's lawn.
Right.
Or
Well,
do
see,
whatever.
okay,
That's
so he
the
has
thing.
family members, and then we have the
Yeah.
community policing again.
Yeah.
But when we go into this ideal that it's our job, I want to be left alone. I just want to live my life, be left alone. Government not fuck with me, you not fuck with me, and everybody's
Yeah.
happy. I'll live my life, and you'll never hear from me again, right? But when we inject government into it, the government's now stealing money from you, or stealing money from me to give it who they think it should go to.
Well, you know where it's going to, right?
Well, fucking everywhere.
The most.
Right.
mo-
Politicians, probably.
Well, no, the corporations.
Oh,
Somebody got hit. That's
right. And I don't disagree with you, but that's okay. So
They pay the government. They run the government.
right, I don't disagree with that. I don't.
Like
You know,
whether
there's a
it's-
handful of families in the world that are dabbling in all governments. We can probably agree with that, maybe not. Rothschilds.
I know. That's a conspiracy theory.
Rothschilds own the Federal Reserve.
If
That's
you
a fact.
If you look at who funds the parties, you have Dow, you have DuPont,
Yeah.
you have
Big
McDonnell
pharma,
Douglas
yep.
for the military spending, all the big companies, and they're the ones back in the 80s and 90s that shipped jobs to China because they wanted to make
Don't disagree.
money, and they
How do we fix it?
how do I fix it? People have to get in the streets and say we're not going to be divided. Say if you're an electrician, or you're a truck driver, or you're a teacher, or even if you're like a scientist, whatever, you're doing a service. You should be able to have some amount of wealth and make a living. There's some
But you chose to do that.
Billy
You
Ray.
chose to be a janitor if you're a janitor, just
That
like I
doesn't
chose
work
to be a
that way.
fabricator. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I chose to be a
see.
fabricator. He
Right.
chose. I mean,
Not a good
he.
thing, she
I don't. What's your position? Like, you know, say it. What is it exactly?
So,
Position.
How's it going,
I
guys?
sell parts to the military.
Okay, so
All
of course
right.
the military.
Yeah, but
he chose to do that. I chose to be a fabricator because he's doing far better than me, and he is
Yeah.
by fucking leaps and bounds.
The baby chooses to be
I
born
made
to
it right.
work-
We made those
If
choices.
you're a baby, does the baby choose what parents they're born to?
But they choose what happens in their lives once
You know,
they
a
grow up.
5-year-old chooses?
No, I'm not
Three-month-old
saying
baby
that. Not
chooses?
saying they do. No.
I'm sure, man.
So
Obama grew up in the hood.
Are they?
He grew up in South Chicago.
Who's that?
Obama.
No, he grew up.
Oh, yeah,
his
okay,
His
right.
grandparents were white. His mom was white, and his mom was an anthropologist. She wasn't dirt poor. He had some connection.
Can we agree that there's probably doctors and lawyers that come from the hood?
Oh yeah.
Crack
Yes,
babies.
Some can make it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then why can
No,
everybody
no.
make it?
That's not my point. Check this out.
Go ahead.
If you're talking about choice. If you were an electrician or a blue collar worker, even non-skilled trades, but unionized in 1940, you could, and your wife would stay. Let me finish. Your wife would stay home. You could raise a family, buy a house, and maybe send your kids to
I
college.
say the same things.
Yeah, that's not like a matter of choice. Hey, don't be an electrician. Don't be a school teacher. It's the matter of, if you look at data, you'll see that the economy grows like this. But since the late 1970s, a big chunk of that growth has gone to the top 1% or top 0.1%. Multi-mega millionaires and billionaires.
Why was
And
that allowed
they-
to happen?
They run the system.
We went off
Well,
the
they-
gold standard.
They
printed
start-
money and
Right.
redistributed.
Well, that's
So,
interesting.
so,
Yeah,
so it's about money, right? So
It's about money, and also they took control. Judges. They
So we
got
need-
rid of rules on monopolies. They're
all
allowed
right,
to have monopolies
judges.
now.
So like, my position is everything you see and know today is a lie. Even criminal justice system. Show
Well,
me,
see, that's the problem with
show me in the Constitution where we gave government any authority to have criminal justice system. We did it. We're supposed to have community-based common law systems, right?
All right.
Which keeps the power, the money, and the power out. When our country
yeah,
first
yeah.
started, the only person that had a salary was the president.
They say everything is not true, but that's kind of easy. Like if you look at something and someone tells you about bacteria, or what's your field, what job?
Fabricator. I'm not working right now, but
Right, but if someone were to tell you about metallurgy and welding and temperatures and whatever else, and if you just said, oh, everything's not true, or you don't want to be like a kid and believe everything they tell you, it's in the middle. You have to be discriminating and be a critical thinker and say, okay, let me look at this. All right, now this much is true, that much is, like, so that's, you got to decide though, but if you think everything is a scam, you're not going to engage the system.
Well, no, I am engaged in the system because what I want is a constitutional government that represents the people. people, they serve the people. So government's supposed to be minimal, individual liberty is supposed to be maximal, and that's been flipped on its head because of exactly what you're talking about.
I got a question. I'm sorry to let you
No,
finish.
yeah.
I wanted your opinion about something. And that's why I stopped on that silver van that I'm doing artwork and stuff. It says on the back, "We the people must rule, not corporate oligarchs." I don't know if that.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, bro, because that's what they are. Well, like you look at what's her name? The one I did a video on, Amar. Okay, she's second year.
Oh, Ilhan Omar?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
When I did the video, she's like a second. She was in her second year. She's already worth $4 million. How is that? She makes 150,
That's a jump
grand a year.
change compared to
Right.
AOC.
Right, I did about AOC, but it was actually Omar. So what happens
about
is,
AOC?
Well, she went from bartender, now she's
Right.
like net worth is
Couple million.
through the roof.
But that-
What's through
Well,
how
only
much?
being paid $175
right,
a year.
Omar, her net worth when I did the video was like a year ago, probably $4 million.
Yeah.
So she makes 176 grand a year. How is that? Because they created the laws. So they created a law that says we can't be charged or prosecuted for committing a crime while in session. Well, now they're always in fucking session, number one. So what does that mean? Insider
What
trading.
crime do you think she committed?
Oh, well, I mean, they take money, number one, and then insider trading, number two.
Oh, insider trading?
Yeah,
was
definitely.
Ilhan Omar?
And then they take money from
Same
lobbyists.
thing with AOC, you're saying? Insider trading?
What?
All of them.
No, I was just talking about net worth.
All of them do it.
How they just
Specific.
went.
Say all of them. It's just anybody can say that.
But they do.
But
That's
what
why.
you
That's why they're all multi-millionaires.
Do you have, I mean, do you
Sure.
have an example? Like, specific?
Well, I mean, Omar and AOC. There's
Yeah,
two. There's two.
Who do they take the money from?
Well,
All of us.
well, right.
I
Well,
mean, basically they are getting all their funds from the people and.
well, we can look at it like this because it's so secretive what happens, but we know that they created a law, right? So they can't be charged with the crime while in session. We know that, right?
They did. Omar.
Well, Congress at some point did along the way. So if they're only supposed to be in session 1 day a year constitutionally, they have to be 1 day a year because it was supposed to be a burden. But they injected money into it to give themselves a salary because now it's a career choice. It's to be a politician to make laws and 150 grand a year or whatever.
It itself has turned into a corporation.
Right.
And that's where your message on the back of your van is.
Well,
not
you
far off.
got millionaires working for billionaires.
Right.
So we have to get rid of the money. That's the thing. It's supposed to be a burden to serve the people, not a career choice.
Well, it should be. Well, I don't know. Okay, I'm just listening. I'm not going to argue or debate. I just think people have to get involved.
Right. I don't disagree.
And you
I don't disagree at all, bro.
and this whole thing, you got other guys. Why you guys were here though? Weren't you like?
We were up there, but then the commies came over, so it was better to leave or than to go to jail.
I saw you. The communists.
Yeah.
They actually said they were communists.
No, they said they're socialist libertarians,
Socialist liberation,
but
something.
then they want communism.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, well, doesn't socialism open?
You're not talking about like the gay pride and black.
No, they were here.
Because I saw one of you guys. I saw somebody with a piece.
Yeah.
I thought you were with. I thought that's how I was marching with them. I thought you were with us. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh no, me and Travis showed up and they were
My
already
bad,
there.
buddy.
Oh, so they say they're revolutionary communists or whatever.
What is socialist?
You know what it said?
Libertarian?
Party for
Here's-
socialism.
No, it's actually the opposite. I think
Just
communism
for fun
comes to work community.
conversations, you know?
Yeah.
If you look at history, like in late 1800s.
They said that they were Marxist communists.
Yeah.
Well, they said they
Yes.
were. But,
Yeah.
but in the United States, the people that were like doing the badass, hardcore, dangerous, like strikes, organizing, a lot of them were communists. I know Stalin was a dictator, left or right. It's totalitarian, it's bad.
Right.
Those folks in the labor movement, a lot of them called themselves communists or socialists. For better or worse, I don't use the word socialist because it's such a term.
So
that
why don't we get
any-
rid of all of it and be able to live our lives free? And you be responsible for you.
I don't use the word socialist anymore. I supported Sanders, and he said democratic socialism, and I've had friends that say, well, what does that mean, dude? I say, well, it means that socialism without the, heavy-handed authoritarianism. And then other people say, dude, socialism's a dumb word. Anytime you say that word socialism,
The problem is
people
was
are gonna
this:
be like,
everybody that supports socialism supports it all the way until it's just like I did up there. I said, "Give me half of what's in your wallet." The guy said, "No, you're an individual. You can't do that." I said, "Hey, Travis, tell him."
well, I don't want to take
So,
your money.
well, what-
if you have
right.
100 grand, I'm happy for you.
Well, hold on.
Right.
The government steals from me to give it to you. The government don't make money.
Well, problem, let me throw in here. Yeah, no one's gonna check the meter, I don't think. But government increasingly is putting more of the burden on us for taxes.
It's always been us.
Well, it's more now because they're not
They're giving-
enforcing the taxes at the top.
Right.
Well,
So,
And then they
property taxes have gone up because there's less revenue coming in other ways. I say, one of my beliefs, tax the rich, tax them, make them.
tax nobody.
You're not gonna have a system.
because eventually it's
How you
going
gonna
to
We
have-
can.
how
We
you gonna have
can
roads and
through
bridges?
tariffs.
How you gonna have roads?
Communities will do it.
exports, imports.
Yep, export import
You
export
know,
import
and then
tax.
all these companies, big companies that want to ship their work and ship all that jobs and stuff overseas, tax the living shit out of them for doing that.
Almost all governments around the world, they have just a scale, spectrum. They all have taxes, even Roman taxes.
But none of them are
collect
free
taxes.
though. We have to base our
We
argument on
might
the
be less
foundation
free
of this
without
country.
any taxes when we have like no running water.
I don't need run. I can do that. I got it.
You can do
know
it
what I mean?
yourself. You're gonna be like your own ambulance driver.
I've got a
You're gonna be your own
I don't need the
CPR.
cops. I don't need none of that.
You
We'll
don't
figure
need
it out.
it.
The community will.
Okay. Some people can't even barely organize.
Well,
a
then
picnic.
that's a them problem.
Right.
I mean, are you doing that? I mean, you like filtering your own water? You're growing your own food?
Actually, that's my goal is to get there.
But you're making your own medicine?
My goal is to learn all that stuff. I don't know how now. And if, like I'm pro this shit, and I'm the first person to admit that I'd be one of the first people to die
You know
right
what?
now.
No, I'm not talking shit because some people who talk like you, at least I'll give them credit. They are doing some stuff. I'm growing food.
Right.
I'd starve.
But I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would starve without the system still.
But I'll give you.
We're not growing that much food.
Well, I probably
growing
would
some
too.
kale,
Go ahead.
some
I'm sorry.
tomatoes, and beans.
I'll give you an example. I grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
Our whole fire department, squad, everything was completely volunteer.
Yeah, volunteer
So
fire
it works.
departments.
I
That's
mean,
the thing.
that's, if you don't pay those taxes to fund it, but people volunteer for it, you can still have all those
I've been
services.
ambulance, they have volunteer ambulance.
So everything can work voluntary.
I'll be honest, I'm not going to be a liar. I believe in taxes. Not taxes for you, taxes for the rich. Maybe some taxes a little bit, but why? If you want to buy cigarettes,
Hold on.
I'm thinking
If you're happy that I got $100 grand, how can you not be happy that they got $1 billion?
because when you have $1 billion, you're like a king.
But see, if
That's not freedom.
But
That's
right,
not
hold on.
freedom.
But you're thinking of the wrong part of it, though. You're looking at the flip side of it. Remove the politicians and the money that they have.
They'll still have. Then we'll have feudalism. If you remove the politicians, you're going to have the people that control the economy doing whatever the fuck they want.
You're going to have.
Then you're going to have no rights.
You're going to have politicians. You're not going to have. You have to have more. This country has been built on morals in the Bible, right? And I'm not saying that you had to believe in the Bible. It was
Originally
it was. I mean, even Washington said that.
Yeah,
only
a lot of those guys weren't Christians actually. Some of them were deists and other stuff. Ben Franklin.
But it was still.
definitely
I don't claim to be a Christian,
Yeah.
but I still believe in the principles, right? So, thou shalt not kill. I know it's not good to kill.
Well, sometimes you have to kill.
It's not good to steal.
And
Well,
you're
killing
right.
and murdering
But
is
it's
different.
self-defense.
So I should have said murder. I should have said murder.
Yeah,
Right? So we know we have a moral code in us as people, right? We
yeah,
know,
but
we know
they
what's right
have that
and
in
wrong.
all societies, not just America.
But right, I'm not saying they don't,
But
but
we need to start thriving off the moral.
right.
Well, here's my soundbite. We got to invest in our people. Either we do or we don't. We can hem and haw and say, we want to have better education. We want to have, or we could just not do it. And the countries that are starting to kick our ass technologically, like China, they are pumping billions and billions and billions into science and chemistry and road. I have a friend.
They're also taking people off the street and hacking their kidneys out.
If you're, that's bad.
You
Well,
know
I'm
what
not
I'm
saying,
saying?
Right.
No. That's
Right.
yeah. I'm not saying China. In the fact, we don't want to be like China in terms of the authoritarianism. But as far as the stuff that they are doing, they've had in the last 30 years, China has had people who were dirt poor become kind of regular working class, middle class, about 200 million. Just insane. I'm not saying they're a great place, but if you go to China, they have trains all over the place. Your glass of water doesn't even shake. So I want this country to do well, but we can't just act like, well, we're just gonna.
Well, I mean, they're doing well, and it's
in
a
our
communist
heads, you know what I
country.
mean? No,
So
don't give them too much credit. They're not doing well because they're communists. They're actually capitalists. They have a one-party system. They're authoritarian. They have a one-party system. Here's where the trick is with China. They let their companies and their economy develop, but then when something gets shady and it's not good for their country, they say nope. They even executed a dude. A dude was doing shady stuff, putting formaldehyde in baby formula.
Like taking money from lobbyists.
No, yeah, right. They don't. That's the thing. In China, they don't have lobbyists.
Right.
They
That's what. Well, that's
don't
what I'm
need to
saying.
have lobbyists.
Well, we shouldn't have them here.
I agree. Get the money out of politics.
Like, make me president, and we'll get it all out.
No,
but I can't be president because I won't take the money.
You have to have publicly funded elections. To have publicly funded elections.
Today you do.
You need taxes.
Today you do.
No, we don't have it yet. We don't. We have a tiny bit, but most of the money, like whether it's Biden or Trump or whoever runs 2022, 24, they have to get a huge amount of money, unless they have a lot of their own money. Like who's the guy, New York mayor, Bloomberg? He spent like 600 million. No, he spent like $1 billion.
Yeah, there was like
still a lot.
Well, it seems like we keep coming back to money. So, like, if we took the money out of
I
government,
could be wrong, but that's
if
my
we took
spend.
money out of government
I'm done
completely,
talking, but I'm listening.
if we took money out of government completely, like I'm not. I don't want to say I'm against BLM, but I don't go with their values. How's that? Is that what you said? How's that say?
Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, I don't support them, but I'm pro. I want to abolish them, please. Fuck me, phone and get rid of them. We don't need them.
Wow.
Right.
Communities can take care of themselves, and that comes off of the individual being responsible for themselves.
You see, I was out there last year protesting. That was a good thing. However, what's happened now is the big, giant multinational corporations, J.P. Morgan Chase, Microsoft, AT&T, whatever big companies, they give donations and money to this BLM group and establishment. So it's part of the system. It helped Biden get in. So, but in my opinion, you need a movement. And like right now, where are all the people in the streets saying, look, we need a government to listen to the people?
All comfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, granted, when cops kill somebody, cold blood, broad daylight, that's bad. It pisses you off. But you can't build a sustained street action on just being really enraged and pissed off. And the idea of, see, we disagree here. Defund the police, abolish the police. Most people in the country aren't going to support that.
You're right.
Oh,
And that's
You're right.
why,
But they don't support being self-sufficient either.
Yeah.
Same
you
people.
could be more self-sufficient. Like some stupid stuff. Like if my neighbor's like playing music a little bit too loud, I call the cops. No, I'm gonna go talk to him like a grown man.
You're
Right. Go over, knock on the
and
door.
then, and if he like waves a gun at me, I'm gonna think, okay,
The
well.
problem is not everybody's me and you.
Yeah.
Somebody will
Right.
call.
Yeah, see, that's goofy. Or if you want someone to like, I don't know, like you said.
It only gets goofier is the problem.
Well, the whole
Like right now, you have rights, right? We have inalienable rights. The government can't take it from us, right? Allegedly.
in theory, but you got to fight for those rights.
Well, I agree with you.
That's
Just like we had to
founders
enforce
of the Constitution.
Right, I agree with you. Just like we had to enforce the
They
Constitution.
also said if the government's no longer represented,
Right.
you have the right to overthrow.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you, that's what they're
Right.
scared of because, okay, BLM
But-
was here earlier.
Yeah.
The Communist Party is over there. We're the only ones that got harassed by the state troopers.
Yep.
Because we're here saying, stand up for freedom.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've talked to cops. I said, are you an oligarch? They go, not us. 'Cause I'm not against. I have friends that are anarchists or whoever. They hate the police. The fucking pigs. But am I going to hate a truck driver or am I going to hate a mechanic?
Did the truck driver, mechanic, violate, kill your brother, your sister?
No, that's true.
Do they enforce
Oh,
immoral?
what's that dude? Who's
Do
that
they
dude?
enforce immoral laws because they're told to, not because they're following the road? Because like I probably talked to 5,
Who's
6
the
cops
dude that
today.
got killed? He was in like a 3%er. They went into his bedroom window and shot him.
Oh,
It's a white dude.
He wasn't a 3%er, but you're talking about oh shit.
Oh, shot him through the window.
Yeah, the kid,
in
the
the
kid.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, while he's laying in bed.
Yeah,
Duncan Limp.
Was it?
Duncan
Yes.
Limp.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was, I wasn't a black guy.
Right.
And so I would agree with you there. We don't want like martial law police power.
Right.
Whether it's doing it to a black person or a white person or whoever.
Anybody.
I would agree.
Let's look at the. Let's look at. What's the big problem?
Well, I gotta keep my promise.
If
I
you
won't
look
say
at
another word, I'll just
the FBI statistics, 80% of all crime is committed by the lowest 20% of the population when you're talking about economics.
Oh, you mean
So
like
the welfare state, basically, is what it boils out to.
people who are
A
struggling.
partial of the welfare state. So we're extorted in order to ensure the survival of these people that want to ensure their own survival, to then justify the police because they commit the crime, and the police then oppress us, right? Like government, we're ruled by force now. We're ruled by or else's. You'll pay your property tax,
Or else.
you will pay your income tax, or else, right? So, and if you don't listen to us, we're going to cage you or we're going to kidnap you.
So what are you guys gonna do? I mean, what do you think? Just keep talking to people, be out in the street,
All right, man.
organize.
We've been doing. Just trying to
Eventually,
spread the message.
hopefully, we're going to.
Grow
I mean,
food.
like you're not.
I got
We're not
I
going
have
to.
a friend that talks like you. He has a farm in Kentucky.
Right.
Well,
So-
he just bought it. He and his.
So we're not, we're not going to be able to say the country it's over. So now it's probably decide on which state to try to get everybody to move to and try to change the
That's
state.
interesting you say that. You think we're going
It's
down.
over. It's over. Country's over
I hear that from the right and the left. What's up with that?
because it's over. Everybody sees it.
Everybody
Everybody sees it for their own reason.
So what did you think of Trump? This whole "Make America Great."
He pushed the communist. He pushed the communist agenda ahead by decades in 4 short years.
Trump?
Yeah.
Communist? Wow.
They're all the same, man. They're all on the same team.
You mean authoritarian, not necessarily communist.
Every great society throughout history.
How's it going, guys?
Howdy.
Alrighty.
But every great society throughout history eventually becomes immoral, taxes itself to death, and hyperinflates and crashes.
Well,
Yep.
if you look at what a lot of historians say, way back to Greece, is the biggest factor is rich and poor, rich versus poor.
Yeah, I think it's
Well, what's wrong? But what's wrong with you just taking care of you?
Because that's a fantasy. I could take
But it's
care
not. They did it for. They've done it for thousands of years.
That's not true. People have formed. We're social creatures. Human beings have been
Right.
social.
I'm not saying we're
animals. We
not.
might go to war with that group.
But what I'm saying is
But
that
it isn't just
if
about
we live in a
you.
community and you can grow the cows, and he grows the gardens,
And
he's
he
the
plays
medical
fiddle.
guy.
He doesn't do any work, but he's really good.
Then he don't eat.
Well, no,
Unless you want to pay him with your food.
But we like his music. We're like, okay, well, let's
Right.
whatever.
Everything's just
And like,
should be
and she's
voluntary.
good with money or whatever. And this other person's like this religious priest.
mean-
type.
Right, we can still have government, it's
Yeah.
minimal government, to
It's not about localizing.
protect our rights, the same way that it was supposed to since the founding. But I mean, all this bullshit, like you said, it leads to, it's going to implode on
Well, it's
itself.
concentrated.
And we all see it.
It's authoritarian, whether it's
Right.
left, right, whatever it is.
Don't
it's authoritarian.
disagree. But how do they enforce it? Politicians, they write
They enforce it if they have to.
well, hold on, they
with
write
police,
the letter.
the
Right.
military.
With them,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. Just like,
Why do you need the police? Because people commit crimes, right?
well, they say that.
Right. They say that. Well, to a certain degree, they're correct.
So let's take us group right here.
Yeah.
Let's move it back into the 30s. Do you think any of us would not know how to grow our own food? Or
It probably would. In the 1930s, 90% of the U.S. population
we
was
we
on
were
farms.
pretty self-sufficient.
Now it's about 5%.
and
So we depend on.
And
We're
if
like
we-
we're like on the IV. If they pull
Exactly.
the plug, we're done.
exactly, and they created.
That includes me with my little garden.
And that's
I'm
what
with
they're
you.
trying to do.
And that's
is
what
make us
they-
more
and
and more dependent on
Yeah,
the system,
more
so
and
we
more
have
dependent on
control.
them. So that
Yeah.
way, if it does go, there's going to be so many people lost.
Control.
You know?
It's control. Whether it's
Yeah.
left, right, whatever it is, it's control.
Always.
And the thing is, the food system. A few companies own most dairy, most meat, most of vegetables, banking.
I didn't see him coming.
That was a wedding party.
Oh, three or four companies run like most of the banks. Telecommunications, 3 or 4 companies. It's just monopoly. Power.
Well, I mean,
And
the
what
fiat
happens
currency
tech,
too.
big tech, and
money.
both parties. They run both
Right.
parties. Big tech's more Democrat, oil's more Republican. So it's
But they
still-
both benefit equally off of it.
And they
So,
get us
Right.
fighting
so if
each
there
other.
was two different, no,
that's
if
what
there,
they
I don't
do,
believe
is
that.
They charge
Make us fight
us
each other.
up.
Oh, you're
Oh,
rich.
they make us fight each other,
We're
but
giving up about a third of everything
Right.
we make, so they can
Look at
buy.
those guys. Look at those guys. These guys must be all racist.
yeah,
That's
course,
the
yeah.
mentality.
Right.
It's the brainwashing.
And that's where they want it. They want
Yeah.
that polarization, so nobody stands up against them.
I believe
Yep.
in solidarity, multiracial class struggle, but I don't believe in guilt. I don't feel guilty because of my skin color. But I do believe in solidarity. I mean, I'm working on the guard. I believe workers. You know, we gotta, in my opinion, stick together. I have more in common with the migrants than I do with the white hedge fund manager on Wall Street.
Right. Well, I agree. So we need to take the money out of politics. I think we all can agree with that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay, so if our government
I gotta
is
get to
is
a store here in a minute. I gotta buy
is a-
some old wood. All right.
if our government, our elected officials are there for voluntary means only,
Yeah.
and it's illegal to accept money from lobbyists, and we enforce that as the people, but we can't enforce our Constitution because they now have these protective barriers: police, National Guard, CIA,
They form laws
FBI,
against us.
and then
Yeah,
they enforce.
like I said, it's kind of weird. I've been in there and they just,
They laugh at you.
oh, look at the watch.
Right. Just like I asked the cop up there, so he did me on. I said, you know, you work for me. No, I don't. Fire me. That's what he told me. Fire me. They're not. They're not
Well,
here
you
to
were
serve
kind
the
of in his
people.
face. He was probably
Regardless.
Just, yeah.
Regardless, I would know. I was nice to him. I was
Yeah.
super nice to the dude. But it's not about you. It's
What
not
did he
about.
say? Fire us?
Yeah, fire me. It's not about you. It's not about your freedom or rights. It's about doing what they're told. They're order followers, man. They're no
Maybe,
different than the Gestapo.
I think the key is having a mass movement where half of the cops are like, I'm on these people. Like in Russia, when the collapsed, some of the leaders were like, get them, stop those people. The soldiers are like, fuck you.
Right.
These are my neighbors.
Won't happen here.
Yeah.
People follow orders here, I think.
And it's just too much polarization.
Instead of following orders, if it does go down, they'll just stand there and say, nope, it's done.
I don't know. It's
It's
I
like
gotta go get. I left my drums and stuff up the road. They
Well,
closed
it was nice talking to you, man.
Yeah,
dude, thanks for talking about it.
you know, I try to engage everybody, and if occasionally someone's like, fuck you," and then I have people call me.
You only got one of those out the window driving by.
Oh yeah, I've been called all kinds of stuff, but
But
it's
then again,
okay.
though, we were.
I don't want someone to agree with me like honk the horn. Hey, that's cool too.
But
I want to
that's,
see
at
what
least,
somebody else thinks. I know what I
Pull
think.
in a parking spot
That's
and then come
Facebook.
over and
Everybody
find out
says
what
the
I'm
same echo
actually
chamber.
standing for. You know.
Yeah.
But-
So
Yeah,
why?
we've got a really hard
So
time
the
getting
cops
anybody
made
to
you
stop
come
and
over
talk to
here?
us.
though?
No, we took it upon ourselves.
It was getting heated between us and the communists over there, so we just kind of left.
So they were actually
Yeah.
You guys aren't.
They have
call
they
themselves
have shirts on that says
Yeah,
Socialist Libertarian Party.
Socialist liberation.
Yeah, Socialist Liberation Party. But then they said that communism is their goal.
And I told him, I was like, well, how do democracy opens the door for the socialism, but doesn't socialism open the door for communism? He's
No,
like,
you
yes,
need,
it
I
does
use the term
because of
democracy,
economy.
economic and political. Not just like, okay, you can vote, but who am I voting for? These two people.
But who has the right to vote?
Well, democracy.
Everybody in this
No,
country who's
the
a citizen.
productive.
What's that?
The productive. Because if you're unproductive and you're on welfare, and my money goes to ensure your survival, why should you have a vote to get more of my money?
Yeah, that's weird though.
So like the founding of the country, only landowning male could vote. Landowning males.
Or, well, I mean,
I'm not saying that's how it is these
nowadays.
days.
It would be a different story. If you kept, but let's say you own property, but the 27-year-old stay-at-home son that lives in his parents' basement next to you goes out and votes for a property tax hike.
That's a straw man. To
But it's
make
not.
people like.
Over 50% of the country is on some form of welfare.
It happens.
No,
You got people that doesn't.
I know so many people working 2 jobs, just barely
Awesome.
making it.
I mean, but they made the choices that got them there.
With taxation and how in the hell they're raped
No,
on a daily.
the economy is structured in a certain way that if you are someone, even working 2 jobs, like my sister's in Seattle, you could be an RN in Seattle. You're still not like super up there, but some people can't.
I
can't
get,
live there.
and I get it.
It's
It all comes back to
and that's a lot of
money
it for
and a
housing market.
politician.
Housing market.
Right.
They're using it to speculate. You got people in other countries that are.
I don't disagree with you, brother. Like
Cost
I
of living's
want
a
her.
term that they made up to
Tax
just
bill.
charge people different amounts of
This has been the
taxation
best
in
true
different
debate that
areas.
has been had all day.
So anyway,
did you guys agree on
what's that?
everything? No.
I said that
Did you guys
the
speak
whole
civilly and
cost
turn
of
and
living
both parties
thing,
listen to the other
that was
side
just a
and
term they
respond?
made up just so they
Accordingly,
could pass
absolutely. This
taxation
is how
on.
things should be.
Let's say cost of living here in Columbus is higher than if you go 20 minutes to Alaska. You know, and your sale taxes.
It's about the working people. I'm about the working people, and
So
I'm
am
about
I.
using government to work for us.
Us, exactly.
But
You
we
get rid of the
can't do
government,
that.
you're going to have.
We don't want to get rid of the government.
Yeah.
We don't want to get rid of the
We're
government.
going to localize it.
I want to be. I want right. But I want to be how it's supposed to
really
be.
is to protect the rights of the individual, whereas right now, the purpose of the government is to protect the government.
Right.
And also, it works for the multinational corporation.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
work-
Oh, yeah.
That's who pays them.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
any of us-
If you
I
look
think-
at a lot of the wars, it was for the markets, for the companies.
I think we agree with all
exactly.
the problems.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? That's the
I don't
question.
agree with the part on people on welfare though. People, I mean, it's a whole different factor of like racism and other issues. That welfare was like a band-aid. It's like, okay, we'll give you this and that.
Well, no, welfare came out of the Great Depression, at the end of the Great Depression.
And the major recipients were white people.
Right.
They excluded.
Right. So it wasn't about racism.
Yeah. But that's not welfare. That's just to take the rough edges off of capitalism.
Well, but see, if everybody took care of themselves, then there wouldn't be no
Why
welfare.
wouldn't you?
Well, in all honesty,
So
I mean,
that-
the government caused the crash and the market crash in 1929. 100% they caused the crash,
Then
which
someone-
led to
then
that.
what does the farmer in the hospital do? He's supposed to carry someone.
You know,
Right. 100%.
And if you get a drought, a natural drought, I mean, that's
You
that's
chose
what
to live
happens,
there.
You know, I mean, that's part of the.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
You know, if I'm at work and
Yeah.
some livestock comes in with a communicable disease,
Yeah.
and I'm unaware of it, and I end up contracting it. I mean, that was part of my job title.
Yeah.
I mean, you
How
know.
far do you go with that logic, though? You could, if you go to the
All the
extreme
way.
with that, it's like, well, you don't believe in any system besides.
No,
just
you believe in the
and your
system. No,
neighbors.
you believe in the system.
Oh no.
I want government.
Yeah.
I'm 100% pro government. I'm
Because if
I'm
it wasn't
anti-tyrannical
nothing-
government.
Gotcha.
There isn't nothing to protect the people when they need that protection.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
That's all. You know.
If right now, if they said we're going to kill all white males, and they made it law, who? No, I'm just saying it's just
Yeah,
an example.
right,
it's an
right.
extreme
It's just-
example, but
Yeah.
it's,
Crazy, but
Who
the
would
Democratic
stop it?
government could do that. It happened in Africa.
who would stop it?
What part of Africa did it happen?
Oh, so it was in South Africa. They were having a big,
All the
huge.
Dutch out recently.
Yeah.
And it definitely happened. 'Cause I spoke
If
with
you
them.
look at a lot of the rich people in South Africa are white.
Right, and they
There have
probably
been
got
farmers who've
security
been murdered.
details.
Right.
White farmers have been murdered. Not
I spoke
all
with
of
I,
them, but
right. I
some.
spoke with the guy in where'd she go? Christy, come here. When was Wet Blade show? 3 years ago. 3 years ago was a Blade. 3 years ago, there was a guy there that was from South Africa. He said on his street, all the neighbors literally have to take, 4 or 5 of them stay up and they take turns.
Well, because they're getting robbed or killed or whatever.
Right.
Because they was
Their farms are being invaded.
Right.
Yeah. Zimbabwe.
So
Zimbabwe might be one of them too.
Yeah. So it could happen. Eventually it will happen. Something like that will happen.
all types of ways.
And
like,
I mean,
like in Mao in China, if you had a
Right.
haircut that looked weird or whatever,
says.
they thought you were a bourgeois capitalist. They would torture you, kill you, pour lie on you, and keep your skin off. Bad stuff.
right.
Or in Hitler, they killed trade unionists.
Right.
And the Nazis. And of course, the
You can explain it,
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'll hear
Hold on,
out
Billy.
one last thing. I gotta go, otherwise.
You're good, man. Thanks for talking to us,
Oh, he
brother.
was telling me
I
about the
appreciate
people on
you.
here to tell them.
Right. My channel's Freedom
man.
Inc. His is Patriotic
Got a
Constitutionals on
card or
YouTube.
something? No.
No, just on YouTube, man.
Just have to write it down, I guess.
I'm sorry, man.
No, don't worry about it. Oh, it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Freedom Inc.
Please stop by.
INC.
Yep.
Yes.
That's it. Freedom Inc.
Yep.
YouTube. That should be everything, right?
Yeah, you can probably find your way to.
You'll find your way to him from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, if you want, I don't know if it'll still be up after today's over. There's a website called Free Ohio Now, and they have a calendar that has all the protests and events on it. So if you look at today's date, you'll see all the web pages for the group of people that we talk to regularly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All the
There is.
YouTube links on there.
Yeah, there is a big list on there.
Yep, Free Ohio Now.
Cool. I figure if you're, I'm pretty confident of like what I believe and think, so I'm not afraid of. Because that's
That's
one
good.
thing. If you're not confident of what your
You're not
intellectual
really believing
capacity
in it.
is and ideas, what's that?
You're not really believing in it if you're
Not
not.
only that, but it's more tribal. You're
Lib-
like my
liberty
side
or death.
versus yours. What's that?
Liberty or death.
You're afraid to talk to people who don't agree with you if you're not confident in what you believe.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm not talking to those people. Or someone can look and say, "Oh, what are you doing, man? You're being corrupted.
Well,
You're
like-
listening to those guys."
Right. Well, like his argument was, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And he clearly understood.
No,
the dude,
the
the
guy
kid,
is
the
the-
communist
One of the
dude.
most interesting things, though, is they said something about the First Amendment and freedom of speech. They
Right.
don't realize that communism does not believe in freedom of speech.
Right.
Right. It's a high.
Well,
lot of
a
censorship coming
lot
out.
of the places that happen, Russia, China. Russia's interesting though. They broke off into factions. And the Trotskyites said we want workers' rights, all that. Lenin and Stalin got rid of all that shit. They want a
So,
top-down dictatorship.
In your opinion, if we had two options, go the route we're going, everybody be self-sufficient, take all government out of money, which one is better off?
You got to get money out of politics. Whether you call it,
Right.
I wouldn't call. I have friends that say the same thing you're saying, but they call themselves socialists or whatever.
But no, their ideal. No, socialism don't want to take money out of politics. They want the government to run it. I mean, it's
No. You want to have a government, especially at the local level, who's responsive to the people.
right. But
you have
even
access.
our federal government.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't call it.
I just want it to operate how it's supposed to. Like, for an example, the federal government doesn't have the authority to create laws that can be enforced within the state. And right now, Congress creates all laws. And if it was supposed to be that way, then we would have just been the federal state of America, and there
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
be
interesting.
states.
So there's a different that old tension between federalism and then
Right.
states' rights. But that's what they used in the civil rights movement. A lot of the Southern
Right.
segregationists said states' rights.
Well,
Get
right.
out of here.
Well, I agree with the Confederacy because, in all honesty, if let's I know slavery is part of it. Let's pretend slavery wasn't.
Well, I
let's
mean,
pretend
the thing was, though, that a lot of people don't understand is that in the South, that a lot of that was indentured servitude. There was, now don't get me wrong, there was actual slavery where people was not paid and was not taken care of,
Or you can be killed.
Right.
If you rape the slave.
But here's
owner,
the
that's not
truth.
even rape.
If the
Right.
South
It's
would
trespass.
if the South would have been successful in the Civil War, blacks today in the South would be freer than anybody in the North.
Probably they would have got rid of slavery later.
Right, they would. Right, that's what I'm
I mean, it's
saying.
just the
Eventually, it would
evolution
have.
of man
Because of the
itself
Right.
in
Well, it's
society.
the economics. The northern industrialists with the
Right.
factories
Right.
didn't
Right.
want to compete.
Right.
with
Well, I mean, slavery.
free labor. That was another factor.
Lincoln screaming, let's free slaves was like George Bush screaming weapons of mass destruction.
Well, he did. If you look at Lincoln's speeches, he wanted to preserve the Union. He wasn't like
Right.
a great.
He didn't care about slaves. He said it. You're right. He said
whatever
he
your
was a
views are.
He said if he could,
Everybody
he
back
said if
then.
he could preserve the Union without freeing one slave, he would.
Yeah. So I gotta go, guys.
All right, have a
Hey,
good
have
day.
a good one, man.
Check this out on check this out on YouTube.
All right, man.
So, see ya.
What's your name?
Tom.
Tom. I'm Nick, man.
Nick.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad. What are you doing?
yeah.
Oh, come on.
Hey, nice to
Give me a hug. Well, be safe, man.
Yeah, you guys too.
Good luck to you in life, brother.
Or stay. You guys do like once a week or something?
No, we just came up here today. Reservation Day was something that a buddy of ours in Texas started, and we just
What kind
kind
of
of.
day? What's it called?
A separation of
I can't say it.
What it means is
Separation. I just said
declaring
masturbation. I'm retarded.
and The reason for
Separation.
today is because this is the anniversary of the 1934 NFA, the first federal gun.
Liberty Williams says slavery was
Ah,
on
gotcha.
its way
I
out
think
when the war
it's
started. Liberty Williams said
being
that
out
slavery was
talking
on
to
its way
people
out when the war started.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You're gonna
It
get
does.
some people that are gonna.
Yes, sir, John.
What's up, Liberty? How you
Just-
doing, man? You need to
do
make
this
some
all the
videos,
time.
brother.
Right.
Give me a call, dude.
And
Give me a call when you see me, or when you get time today, please. I'll be driving. I'll be
common ground.
available after 4 o'clock. All
Right.
night. I'll be leaving here.
Right.
Hey, have a good day,
one,
man.
bud.
Stay safe.
The two or more gather in the name of truth.
Yeah. Wish I had my Kill a Comment for Mommy shirt. I don't have one. I need to get one.
Better dead than red.
Yeah. Oh man. It's been an interesting day to say the least, even though like there've been a lot of people up here.
Largest slave trade was in the Northeast. Liberty Seeker says.
So
What's
when you were
surprising?
talking to the old ladies, how'd that go? We didn't,
Actually, it went all right. One lady was more interesting than the other. One of them was the leader of the pack, and she just kind of,
We
we
got a
gotta
video
go.
today, Liberty Williams.
We gotta go. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. I'm gonna watch this as we leave here. She kind of said that, you know, we gotta go. Come on, we're crash. One lady was like interested when I said about rights, because like when you talk about rights and people being in jail, I don't know a better way to explain it. That's the only reason I use that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no better way to explain it, I don't think. They focus on the firearm. They focus on the right to keep their arms as the firearm and it being with them in prison. And I try to explain to them, like, no, you don't understand. If we allow government to take our rights, that makes it a privilege. What they're doing is that they're restricting our liberty to utilize our property. You know, and they're gonna forget it after today.
Oh hell, they probably
already forgot it.
Yeah,
what were they up here for?
I don't know. Dude. Yeah.
Field trip.
Field trip, probably.
Oh my God, we saw like 3 asses while you were out walking.
Oh
around,
yeah,
pointing out to
dude.
them.
One girl, poor girl, she didn't even stop and say hi. She fucking had her fucking dress held down, blowing her up her ass the whole way down the street.
All the way down the street. I'm like,
I got an old lady.
then there was another one. Oh, it was the other girl across the way.
Yes.
That I said was.
She was a street
like-
worker.
Yeah. Oh, she looked like, you see how she walked? She was like flipping her feet around like she was like on something. Did you see her the way she was walking?
How'd that go?
No, I'm not doing
How'd it
that.
go?
How'd it
Show us. How'd it go? Show
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
How'd it go?
Did you see it?
Chris, how'd it go? Come on, do it.
I'm not doing
How'd it go? You gotta do it. I said how'd it go. One time, real quick. One time. Come on, baby. One time. Don't listen. You're disappointing everybody. Come on, one time.
Sorry. Can't please everyone. They saw it.
You suck.
But did you see her though? The way she just
Yeah, my phone's about to
she
die.
was walking.
Yeah, my phone's about to kill people. I think I've been on for 2 hours. Interesting. They should all match it.
They should all march to DeWine's house now and surprise the crap out of him.
I don't even know where DeWine lives. Is it close?
His house is in Cedarville. I don't know where they're going. Two of them?
No, he has his house. Then he has.
They're like, please, let's see it. No.
It's one time, baby. It was funnier than shit. Everybody knows you're just playing.
again.
Yeah, you can. You can do it.
No,
You can do it.
No, I'm not.
Come on, one time. Baby, do it. Show some steps. I know, do it. Come on, everybody wants to see it. Just real quick, one time. Just quit bullshit and do it. Do it.
No.
Huh?
Service their car with their license plate readers to tell people.
You can't walk around.
Did you see the two that come up signing the petition when we were walking away though?
Yeah.
They didn't want to come up to work. He was still wearing his mask outside. And she was sitting there smiling in her little wheelchair. Like,
It fucks people up and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I don't want it.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm cool with unemployment, but I'm not cool with fucking 86 weeks of federal money. It would be one thing if it was allocated for that, like it was actual unemployment. But it's not. It's they're taking they justify it through taxing the employers. So the employer pays whatever tax, and they justify it through that. That's how it's paid, supposedly.
Well, that extra unemployment was part of that COVID bailout package. So
Right.
that's purely printed
Right.
tax or printed. Or
I don't
tax-
disagree.
And that's exactly what they're up there with,
Right.
wanting to continue that going.
Right.
Like, well,
Yeah, it stops this week, don't it? They
Yeah.
said the 26th is when it stops.
yep.
So you're going to have to send me some money, or I'm going to lose my house and my kids, my wife. My kids ain't going to eat no more. Oh yeah, I'm only kidding, guys. I'm not being serious. I'm pretending to be mad. PayPal, merchandise. No, I'm just kidding.
That lady from the bank show up.
Huh?
You guys like a fucking pallet of food and shit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
When you were in there joking around at the bank.
Yes, she literally showed to the house with food. She couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of embarrassing. But like, I forget. Yeah, they just took it though. So it was some bullshit the way they did it.
And especially when you were like, now listen, if
Yeah.
you're gonna take this later, take it now. This is not my money. And they're like, nope, this is yours. There's nothing we can do. This
There's
is
no
yours.
way somebody
We're
made
not-
8 separate manual
6
fuck
months
ups.
later,
Yeah.
boom, it's out. And we're like, what the hell?
Well, it was there until I hung the phone up, and that made me realize, wait a second. Here's the
I
problem
know,
with digital
Matt. I know you're
currency.
telling me to do it. I
can
know.
remember my wife, somebody put somebody else as a joint account holder on her checking account at U.S. Bank. And she went in there and told them to get them off of there. And they're like, oh, it's okay. She's a good person. It's like, I don't care what kind of person
Right.
she is. So get her off my account. And they said, what's a joint account? We have to close your account. She's like, it's not a joint account.
All right, so what they want it going? Do they wind up?
She ended up calling their corporate headquarters.
They
so
worked-
got
they
an
worked it
apology
out.
And took it off. But it's like, they made her account a joint account, so we don't even know.
Oh,
But she
wow.
was a good person. She's a good person.
She's a good person.
Hitler was a good person to some people. Mao was a good person to some people.
So was Stalin.
Yeah.
Airline says, same here, starting to go fund me for gourmet food and a sweet ass wrap. I can screw the whole city up with a dish rag that we told us.
With the dish rag.
Who said that? You ain't lying.
My phone's about to kill. I want to jump off here, y'all. So I'll come back on later. Some plumbers.
Some plumbers,
Cement
cement,
and
and
pipe.
down a sewer vent will ruin a no-two neighbor's week.
Oh, yeah. There was a condo over
There
where
you
I
go,
got
there.
one somebody flushed it up. Quick read down there.
Hey man, what's up?
Shut up.
Giant caulk
Somebody
machine.
evicted and they were pissed off, so they just flushed it.
Oh shit.
What?
They had to redo all of it.
I was watching Mr. Ball, one of Mr. Baldwin's things, and there was some dude that was killing people and shoving
Got
their
it.
bones down in the sink.
Sewer?
And that's how he got caught because the plumbers come out, tried to fix it, and they're like, oh, it's all these chicken bones. Well, it wasn't, it was just ground up people. And he come out and was like, what are you guys doing? Well, he noticed what he was pulling out of it did not look right, so he said, let me stop here, I'm going to come back with some enforcements tomorrow. When they come back the next day, it was gone. But the guy that actually did, anyway, that's how they caught him. They went up to his apartment like, okay, you were out here,
Right,
what you
y'all.
doing?
You have a
People,
good day.
in
I ain't gonna
freaking
jump off here.
sink.
Oh, no, nobody needs on Ultimate, man. You better talk to BG about that shit. Oh, you just said BG. For Chief, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy BG video, so I passed on. That's funny. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off here. Have a good day. Y'all should be at your capitals or towns or something, doing something, man. Like, we got to get out here. We're being,
Different government, what?
Stops the blend.
I think that, I don't know. We'll talk about it later. Have a good day, y'all.